This is Caleb Zier with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show. As the Broncs get ready to take on Thunder Basin tonight, here's a look at this week's YO Preps preseason coaches and media poll. All of them are preseason except for 4A. In Class 1A 6-man, Little Snake River leads the way as number one, followed by Encampment, Burlington, Farson Eden, and Matitsi takes the 5 spot. In Class 1A 9-man, Pine Bluffs is the number one seed, followed by Saratoga, Big Piney, Lingle, Fort Laramie, and Graybull. In Class 2A, Bighorn leads the way as they are ranked number one this week. Mountain View number 2, followed by Lovell, Cookeville, and Newcastle. In Class 3A, Star Valley is number one, followed by Cody, Riverton, Douglas, and Jackson. And in Class 4A, your Sheridan Broncs continue as the number one ranked team in 4A, followed by Cheyenne East, Natrona, Campbell County, and Cheyenne Central. When we return here on the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show, we will hear from Kevin Coyle. He will have tonight's Sheridan County football history report. And later on, we will hear from head coach Jeff Mowry as we continue right here on the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Hi, this is Austin with Mystic Tree Farm. It's hot right now, but fall is just around the corner, and that's the perfect time to plant trees. Cottonwoods, aspens, crab apples, and more, all in stock. At Mystic Tree Farm, we're already prepping for fall planting, so come pick your trees and schedule early. Remember, if we plant it, we guarantee it for a full year. And don't forget, we have a farmer's market every Saturday from 9 to 12. Mystic Tree Farm, just north of town at 114 Decker Road.
Wyoming Corporate Office is located at 30 North Gould Street in Sheridan, and they provide a myriad of services. What is a registered agent, you may ask? The real question is, what aren't they? Wyoming Corporate Office can assist you in forming your LLC or Wyoming-based corporation, provide mail forwarding service, and accept legal and financial documents, and so much more. Learn more today by visiting WyomingCorporateOffice.com.
Hey Colton, now that the fall season is here, it reminds me of how many things there are to keep track of during the school year.
No kidding. There's the backpacks, pencils, notebooks, but there's also the cleats, gym shoes, band instruments, not to mention everything parents are accounting for on top of it.
Hi, this is Jill Bates with the Bates team at Best, and we know how much work it is, even just remembering everything you need for the next day.
And this is Colton Bates. It's why we work hard to make the real estate process as seamless as possible so you can make the move you want and keep your life moving.
Whether buying or selling, let us help make it the best experience for you.
Give us a call at 675-BEST and visit bestwy.net today.
We all know what number 1 and number 2 are, but have you ever gone number 3? Well, if you have and you now need someone to come and fix your plumbing, there's only one call to make. A+ Plumbing has seen and dealt with it all over the years, and they will not judge you. Give them a call at 672-9454 and let them take care of your number 3. After all, they are number 1 in the number 2 business. A+ Plumbers, 672-9454.
Have you been in to see Sheridan YO sports cards yet? It's the spot to get your hands on incredible sports cards and memorabilia. Sheridan's premier spot for buying cards. All major sports cards including fighting, wrestling, Pokemon, and even racing. These guys have hobby boxes for the serious collectors and packs for those getting started. Graded slabs from PSA, SGC, and if you have a big card to grade, talk to the guys to have your card submitted to PSA. Family friendly and located inside Sheridan Stationery Books and Gifts, 535 North Main, open 7 days a week.
Loans can help people when they need money. Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union makes loans. So does that mean Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union helps people? You bet it does. That's what it's all about. When you're a credit union member, that means you're also an owner. And practically anyone in the Sheridan area can be a member by becoming a customer. At Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union, located at 141 South Gould, member NCUA, equal housing lender.
For Sheridan Media Sports, I'm Kevin Coyle with your Sheridan County High School football history report for Week 1 of 2025. Information courtesy Wyoming-football.com. For Thunder Basin at Sheridan, this game kicks off Friday at 6 p.m. Sheridan won the first meeting between the two teams in 2017, while Thunder Basin got their first win in 2018. Sheridan leads the series 9-2, including the postseason, and has won the last 7. As far as games at Sheridan go, Sheridan leads the series 3-1. Sheridan's longest winning streak versus Thunder Basin is the current 7-game streak that started with the 2019 state championship game, while Thunder Basin's longest winning streak versus Sheridan is 1 in 2018 and 2019. The two teams played twice in 2018 and 19. TB won the first time, while Sheridan won the second time in both years. Sheridan has shut out Thunder Basin 2 times, the last coming last year, while Thunder Basin has never shut out Sheridan. Sheridan's largest margin of victory versus Thunder Basin is 35 in 2020, 35-zip, while Thunder Basin's largest margin of victory versus Sheridan is 10 in 2018, 23-13. The most points that Sheridan has scored in a game versus Thunder Basin is 45 in 2017, 45-20, which was the first meeting between the two teams, while the most points that Thunder Basin has scored in a game versus Sheridan is 37 in the 2019 regular season, 37-30. The two teams have never had a game versus each other go to overtime. For Lovell at Bighorn, this game kicks off Friday at 6 p.m. Lovell won the first meeting between the two teams in the 2012 semifinals, while Bighorn got its first win and returned the favor in the 2013 semifinals. BH leads the series 9-5, including the postseason, and has won the last 3. The two teams have split the last 8 games versus each other. As far as games at Bighorn go, BH leads the series 5-3. Bighorn's longest win streak versus Lovell is 5 from 2013 to 2016, while Lovell's longest win streak versus BH is 3 from 2020 to 2022. Bighorn has shut out Lovell once in 2014, 25-zip, while Lovell has shut out BH twice, the last in 2021, 20-zip. Bighorn's largest margin of victory versus Lovell is 35 in 2015, 42-7, while Lovell's largest margin of victory versus BH is 26 in 2020, 26-zip. The most points that Bighorn has scored in a game versus Lovell is 49 in the 2013 quarterfinals, 49-28, while the most points that Lovell has scored in a game versus BH is 33 in 2013, 33-27 in 2 overtimes. The two teams have gone to overtime versus each other once in the 2013 regular season. Lovell won 33-27 in 2 overtimes. For Thermopolis at Tongue River, this game kicks off Friday at 6 p.m. Thermopolis won the first meeting between the two teams in 1990, while Tongue River got its first win in 2005. Thermopolis leads the series 7-5 and won last year to break a 3-game skid. As far as games at TR go, Tongue River leads the series 4-1, including a win via forfeit in 2021. TR's longest winning streak versus Thermopolis is 3 from 2021 to 2023, while Thermopolis's longest winning streak versus Tongue River is 3 from 1990 to 1992, and from 2009 to 2010 and in 2020. No games played from 2011 to 2019. TR has shut out Thermopolis twice, the last in 2023, 24-zip, while Thermopolis has shut out Tongue River twice, the last coming last year, 34-zip. TR's largest margin of victory versus Thermopolis is 49 in 2006, 49-zip, while Thermopolis's largest margin of victory versus Tongue River is 76 in 1990, 76-zip. The most points that TR has scored in a game versus Thermopolis is 49 in 2006, 49-zip, and in 2022, 49-6. While the most points that Thermopolis has scored in a game versus Tongue River is 76 in 1990, 76-zip. The two teams have never had a game versus each other go to overtime. Thermopolis's 76-zip win in 1990 remains as the worst loss in TR history in terms of most points allowed in a game and largest margin of defeat. With your Sheridan County High School Football History Report, I'm Kevin Coyle for Sheridan Media Sports.
Registration is now open for the Sheridan Recreation District Men's Basketball League. Sign up as a team or an individual. The season will run from Thursday, October 16th through late January. There will be scheduled breaks in the season for holidays. Learn more and register online at SheridanRecreation.com under the Programs tab, or call 307-674-6421, or stop by the Sheridan Rec District office at Thornrider Park. Join the fun. Sign up for men's basketball as a team or an individual. Don't miss an unforgettable night of music featuring beloved operatic arias, timeless Broadway favorites, and the Great American Songbook. Join us Friday, September 12th at 7 p.m. in Kennison Hall at Sheridan College's Whitney Center for the Arts. Songs will be performed by Opera Wyoming and feature local artists. Tickets range from $10 to $30. Buy them online at sheridan.edu/arts or call the Whitney Center box office at 675-0360. Opera Wyoming, where Wyoming meets Broadway. September 12th at Sheridan College.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. The Broncs and Bolts are now warming up for tonight's game so we can take a look at what's going on around the state in week 1 of Wyoming High School football. In 1A, 6-man, Little Snake River at Burlington, Farson Eden at KC, Encampment at Riverside, Midwest at Casper Christian Academy, 10 Sleep at DuBois, and Hannah Elk Mountain will play at Hewlett. In 1A, 9-man, Wright at Grable, Rocky Mountain at Lusk, Lingle Fort Laramie will play at Wind River, Shoshone at Pine Bluffs, and Saratoga will play at Wyoming Indian. In Class 2A, Lyman will play at Burns, West Jefferson, Idaho will play at Cokeville, Thermopolis will be out in Dayton to take on the Tongue River Eagles, Mountain View will play at Rich County, Utah, Buffalo will play at Newcastle in an interclass matchup, and also interclass matchup, Warland will play at 3A Powell. In the 3A, Green River will play at Lander. Number 2, Cody at number 3, Riverton. Number 1, Star Valley will play at Preston, Idaho. Rollins will be at Pinedale. Evanston will play at Vista Ridge, Utah. And at 3A, Torrington will play at number 2A, Wheatland. And in the 4A, number 5, Cheyenne Central will play Campbell County. South will be at number 2 East. Kelly Walsh will play at Laramie. Thunder Basin will be here at number 1 Sheridan, and Rock Springs will play at number 2 Casper Natrona. That's a look at this week's games. Coming up on the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show, we will hear from head coach Jeff Mowry on what he thinks tonight's matchup will look like with Thunder Basin and what it will take to get his kids up to speed after having very few plays last week against Cheyenne South. You're listening to the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show right here on 1410 KWYO, 106.9 FM, and streaming live at SheridanMedia.com.
Introducing Transfer the Cents from Security State Bank, the easiest way to save without thinking about it. Every time you use your debit card, we round up your purchase to the nearest dollar and move the change into an account of your choosing, free of charge. It's automatic, effortless, and adds up fast. Start saving with every swipe. Ask about Transfer the Cents today. Security State Bank, small enough to listen, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Do you have family coming to town and not enough room in your home to accommodate them? Book them a room at the Candlewood Suites in Sheridan. They'll enjoy features like fully equipped kitchens that include a microwave, full-sized refrigerator, dishwasher, stovetop, even pots and pans, and free guest laundry. Did I mention the outstanding views of the Bighorns? Book your reservation with the Candlewood Suites and relax knowing they'll feel right at home. Call the Candlewood Suites 307-675-2100.
Is your AC working? But only kind of. Well, it's time to call Carl's Heating and Air Conditioning. He'll cool your house faster than you can say, "Why is the dog lying on the tile again?" But hey, Carl doesn't just battle heat. He also tackles radon mitigation. Because what's worse than being hot and cranky? Breathing radioactive gas while being hot and cranky. Don't sweat it. Carl's got this. Find Carl's Heating and Air Conditioning in the Country Bounties business directory.
Doug, we really got to stop meeting like this.
Let me guess, mailbox again?
This time it was a decorative boulder. I swear it rolled into my car.
Bob the Waring Chevrolet Body Shop has you covered. Dents, stings, bumpers, bruises. We've seen a lot worse. Remember the guy who tried to wax his car with cooking spray?
Okay, I feel better now.
Our crew will fix it right, match the paint perfectly. It's what we do.
Waring Chevrolet Body Shop, fast, friendly, fully prepared for whatever you run into. 107 East Alger, WaringSheridan.com.
All right, we're here with Coach Mowry. Week 1 now, not week 0, but week 1, and obviously coming off the big victory, you knew that was probably going to happen. Coming back and taking a look at film from the South game, was there much you could take away from that, just the way that South plays? Was there much you could take and implement into this week's practice?
X's and O's, we didn't get a ton of reps with our ones on really either side of the ball. And so taking a look at how our twos and our guys that played a lot are working their techniques. Are we working rips to get off blocks? Are we working hands? Are we taking the proper footwork at the O-line? Are we understanding the concept of the offensive play? We can take a look at those things. But in terms of live speed, we didn't get a lot of live speed looks with our ones. Thunder Basin coming in this week had a good game against Natrona. They're ready for live speed action. So, it is what it is, and we've got to go grow from it. And, most coaches around the nation would tell you the biggest growth needs to come between weeks 1 and week 2, or between your first week of games and your second week of games. And so we have what we have, and we've got to go build off of what we can see in film and then continue to pick apart those little details that we know that are going to come up when we see fast 4A action.
So last year it was kind of the same scenario. Your ones got very few reps in 0 week against South, had to go on the road and play at Thunder that week 2, and it was kind of a slow start in that ball game, but you finally got things rolling. Are you anticipating that tonight, or are you hoping maybe the ones can get going a little quicker?
We'd always like to get off the bus and get ready to roll, and in this case we're not on the bus, but be out of the locker room and ready to roll. And we were able to do that at South. I was pleased with our guys that we came out of the locker room ready to play. And we've got to do that again tonight. Thunder Basin's a very good football team. They're well coached. They're going to execute well, and they've played a good Natrona team already, and so they know what that fast 4A action looks like. And so we've got to push for have that. And if we don't, like you said last year, we've got to stay the course. We can't start to panic, and we can't start to chip. We've got to understand that things aren't going. We've got to stay the course. Trust it, and trust your buddy to do his job. You got to do your job, and trust the guy next to you. And if we do that, long enough, it'll come around. It'll come around. Our guys know what we expect, and they'll continue to be there. We just got to stay positive and not go south on ourselves. And those guys that are going to play the majority of the reps throughout the season, they've got to really encourage and have those second guys ready to go when their number's called. Absolutely. It's a long season. We're going to have injuries. We're going to need that second and third guy at every position ready to play. And it's not like we put all the twos in at once or the second guys in at once. We're going to be mixing in, so they've got to feel comfortable. And that starter who may have a backup next to him has got to encourage that guy and help him along and make sure he understands this is your job, this is my job, and we got to trust each other and go do this. So as you prepared this week for tonight's game, what were some of the things that you wanted to emphasize? Obviously, you were talking about being more aggressive, being ready, having more team speed. Yeah, Thunder Basin is much faster than we saw a week ago. They're very sound in their offense and defense, and they'll exploit us. And so the biggest thing is we've got to have all 11 on the same page. And it doesn't matter if it's the wrong page or the right page. It's got to be just on the same page. And if we are that, we're going to be okay. We'll have a chance in the fourth. If we don't trust our neighbor and we put two guys in a gap, or if we don't trust their route depth or anything like that, we put ourselves in a bad way. Thunder Basin's a good team, and they'll take advantage of it, and they'll exploit our mistakes if we don't trust the guy next to us. Were you surprised at the outcome of last week's game, as far as it was a pretty close game until the fourth quarter, and maybe Natrona's size and depth maybe just wore Thunder down, but they kind of took full advantage there in the fourth quarter? Yeah, when I saw the score initially on the way home from South last week, I was surprised at the lopsidedness of the score, and then I watched the film, and it's really not that lopsided. The score is not indicative of how tight a ball game it was, and so those games were tight, and then Natrona hit some big plays. They had some big plays where they broke some tackles and scored some touchdowns, and Thunder Basin didn't. They were able to hold them in check, and I think that was the difference, just Natrona getting out on a few plays. But if we make them drive the field, I think that our defense is good enough to be able to force them into some bad situations. But we've got to be patient and not give them the big play like Natrona did. Talk a little bit about what we'll see tonight out of Thunder. Obviously, their quarterback's returning from a year ago. They have more returning starters on both sides of the ball than anybody in 4A, so they are experienced. Yeah, they are experienced, and like you said, more experienced than anybody in 4A. The quarterback started every game a year ago and is a very strong running threat. In fact, I think he put on 15 pounds, and he's over 200 pounds. We don't have a linebacker over 200 pounds, and so we're going to have our hands full. They love to run him with counters, and they like to run him off a jet sweep, which puts our linebackers in a bind. And then he throws a good ball on top of it. And so they're a run-first team, but they will throw the ball, and they have the ability to get behind you. So we've really got to be disciplined at the defensive line and linebacker level and take away the run. And our DBs have to have the discipline to keep their eyes out of the backfield and take away a run. Defensively, they run a 4-man front, and they run a 2-high safety look against Natrona, which is different than we've seen out of South and out of Thunder last year. They ran a 1-high safety look, so it changes our routes and the combinations we like. They're going to be a little bit different, but I think our guys are prepped and ready to go, and if we just focus on our keys and see what the defense has given us, we'll be okay.
So when you came back from South and watched the film and got into preparing for Thunder Basin, did you change anything offensively this week because of that 2-high safety?
Yeah, most coaches would say if you see a 2-high safety, you run ball until you make them come out of it, and that's exactly what Natrona did. Natrona ran the ball inside the tackles over and over again against their 2-high safety, and we're gonna try to run the ball first too. And if we can run the ball and get them to come down out of the 2-high safety into a 1-high safety, put 8 men in the box, and that opens up some things in the pass game. And so, yeah, I think that you'll see a commitment from us to run the ball first and see if we can't get them out of that 2-high safety. And when they do, then hopefully we can get them with some pass game or some play action.
I know that we talked in the postgame show after last week's game about the special teams, and they were quite special. You scored on you scored points on 5 of their 6 punt attempts. That's got to be a positive sign. I know the competition wasn't a real high level, but at least you were executing on those special teams.
Yeah, it got us some confidence right away in the special teams game, especially the return game. We've got to keep that confidence running, and Thunder Basin gives us different alignments that we're going to have to adjust to. They do some different things on kickoff and punt that we've got to be ready for, and they've just got good speed on those teams. It's not like we're going to be playing against lower competition. They are very, very good on special teams, and we've got to be solid on them.
And then just one final thing is, were any of the other scores from around 4A, were they a surprise to you this last week?
Not really. I think some people might say, Central score might have been a surprise. They only won a couple games a year ago and were out of the playoffs. I fully expect them to be a very good team. They return a lot of guys, and they're well coached. I was really shocked last year with the way they finished, and they came out this year like I expected them to be, and they're going to be a handful on our schedule for sure. So, but not a ton of surprises. Cheyenne East is going to be really, really good. Natrona runs the ball very effectively, which doesn't surprise us. Campbell County has very good athletes. It's going to be I think a battle with quite a few teams here in 4A.
A good 4A schedule
Yes.
remaining. Obviously, we're just getting into the thick of things.
Yeah, and Kelly Walsh kept the score close longer. If you watch the film, then the score would indicate as well. And so I think there's going to be a good group at the top of 4A.
Well, let's go beat the Bolts tonight. Good luck.
I appreciate it, Shane. Thanks.
Since 1935, First Federal Bank and Trust has been a cornerstone of Sheridan.
And to celebrate 90 years of community commitment, we're donating $90,000 to 10 nonprofit organizations in Sheridan. Each month through November, we'll honor our legacy of community support by investing in a local nonprofit.
This month, First Federal will award $9,000 to the Child Development Center.
90 years, $90,000. Community commitment at its finest. Visit efirstfederal.bank, member FDIC.
Have you downloaded the McDonald's mobile app? Well, what are you waiting for? You're missing some money-saving McDonald's deals. Plus, you'll get access to exclusive deals. You'll be able to order ahead and pass the line with mobile order and pay. Plus, when you join My McDonald's Rewards, you'll earn points on every order to redeem for free McDonald's food. So download the app and start saving time, money, and get free food. McDonald's, Sheridan, Buffalo, and Gillette.
Hi, this is Lisa Carroll with ERA Carroll Realty and Pinnacle Home and Land Group. I've got a beautiful new listing for you at 1154 Fleming Boulevard. This home has 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2 living spaces, 2-car garage, but it's also got an extra pad that's been poured so you have room for your boat or an RV, priced at $469,500. Call me, Lisa Carroll, 307-752-6997 for a showing, or contact the realtor you're already working with.
We're more than just a bank. We're part of the community. Hi, this is David Hubert from First Bank of Wyoming. From small towns to big dreams, we are here for our customers, helping Wyoming grow. Whether you're saving for the future, expanding your business, or buying your first home, we're here every step of the way. First Bank of Wyoming, local, trusted, and always by your side. First Bank of Wyoming, division of Glacier Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
A big thanks to head coach Jeff Mowry for giving us insight into tonight's game as they get ready to take on Thunder Basin out of Gillette. Coming up next, Ryan Parker will join me right here on the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show. We'll have the starting lineups and kickoff coming your way from Homer Scott Stadium. It's the home opener. It's the Broncs and the Bolts right after this.
Here at Camco Federal Credit Union, we strive to see our members get the reliable vehicles they need with a competitive rate. Whether you're searching for a vehicle to get you from A to B or looking for a ride to cruise around with the family, Camco has you covered. Our loan team is ready to assist you today. To apply, come into one of our branches or apply online at campcofcu.com. Camco Federal Credit Union, member NCUA and equal housing lender.
Need screen printed and embroidered items? Well, whatever you need, Kilpatrick Creations is the go-to local company for these types of items. If it's screen printed or stitched, we are the ones to help you. Give us a call first. We're here to help you and want to help you with your imprinted garment or accessory needs. We've been in the business and serving Sheridan County for over 20 years. We have the experience, talent, and selection of goods that allows us to help you promote your business, club, or event in the best, most affordable way possible. Come see Kilpatrick Creations for all your screen printed or embroidered needs.
Building or remodeling your home or commercial space can be overwhelming. With so many decisions to make, choosing the right contractor matters. At North Country Construction, we believe you deserve a team you can trust. From initial planning and site work to concrete and final touches, we handle the entire process with a decade of quality in the Sheridan area that speaks for itself. When only the best will do, call North Country Construction, 307-461-2886.
Hard work, sacrifice, and championship culture that define the Sheridan Bronc program. The Bronc Rock represents every player who's come before, those competing today, and the generations who will follow. It stands for our commitment to toughness, discipline, and the pursuit of excellence, values that make Sheridan Bronc football one of the premier programs in the state. We'd like to extend our sincere thanks to Tom Nordenstam, founder of the Sheridan High School Booster Club, for his leadership and vision in this project. We'd also like to thank Gary Lawton, Don Julian, Tom Bird, and Daniel Sessions for their labor in executing this project. We would also like to thank the following businesses for their many contributions to the project: Mullinax Sand and Gravel, Wagner Ranch Services, Axe Build and Kane Funeral Home, and making this lasting symbol a reality for years to come. This rock will stand forever as a reminder that the Sheridan Bronc football team is built on a championship standard. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for Tom Nordenstam, Gary Lawton, John Bird, and Daniel Sessions.
Play who's in front of you, doesn't matter. But yeah, this one should be a much better matchup. So hopefully we can see what this Bronc offense is made of.
Thunder Basin comes in with an 0-1 record. As we talked about in the pregame show, they got thumped last week at home by Natrona County. It was a good ball game up until the fourth quarter. 37-14 was the final, but it was 21-14 going into the fourth quarter. So Thunder Basin will try to get things ready to go as well, to get off the schneid and get a win in their win column this to start the season. So they come in 0-1. The Broncs again, 44 consecutive wins, looking for number 45 tonight. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups, and we'll talk a little bit more as we get ready for the kickoff. You're listening to Bronc Football here on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
In a place where honesty and hard work define us, there's a bank that's fully invested in Wyoming. The banks of Buffalo, Gillette, and Sheridan. We understand that business owners are the backbone of our communities, and whether you run a ranch, a restaurant, or a retail store, we're here to support you with a range of account options and personalized services without all the unexpected fees. Because when your business succeeds, our communities thrive. Visit buffalofed.bank for all your business banking needs. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Texting and driving. Texting and driving? Everyone knows there really is no and. You're either texting or you're driving. In other words, if you're typing or reading anything while you're behind the wheel, you're not paying attention and you're not in control of your vehicle. That's why law enforcement around the state is cracking down on distracted driving. Hey, Wyoming, let's put an end to texting and driving, because we all know better. There is no and. This message was paid for by White-On.
As summer comes to an end, green grass will become rare right at weaning time and when your livestock needs that little extra boost heading into the cold months ahead. Now's the time to visit Farmers Co-op. Pick up some creep feed for your calves or Smart Lick feed supplements for the whole herd. And if you're running a little short on feed, Farmers Co-op also has hay and hay cubes for sale. Take care of your livestock this fall with help from Farmers Co-op, 1450 Coffeen Avenue in Sheridan.
The law offices of Chapman, Valdez, and Lansing has offices in Sheridan and Casper ready to protect the freedoms and rights of the citizens of Wyoming. Michael Lansing, Nicole Soto, and Wade McCool provide competent local legal counsel focused on small businesses, real estate transactions, guardianships, employee protections, and personal injury. Michael, McColl, and Wade will aggressively, timely, and ethically protect your rights 24/7. Proud to support all local youth activities.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. Here's the Broncs and the Bolts get ready to battle here on the turf at Sheridan High School. Taking a look, Ryan, Jeff Mowry, the head coach of the Broncs, comes in with an overall record. This is his 8th season as head coach of the Broncs. He has 75 wins and 9 losses in 7+ seasons as head coach.
That's just
75 wins and nine losses over the last 7+ seasons. Broncs have won 5 state titles in his tenure as head coach, so 5 out of the 7 years he has been the champion, and including the last 4. And the Broncs, they've won 31 overall state titles. For Thunder Basin, Trent Pakula, he's been the only head coach at Thunder Basin High School. This is his 9th season. 56 wins and 30 losses.
Not bad.
As a head coach of Thunder Basin, and 1 runner-up. That was back in 2020, the COVID year, when the games were not played at War Memorial Stadium in Laramie. Cheyenne East hosted that state championship game, and East won that one back in 2019. So as we take a look at the starting lineups, Thunder Basin won the toss. They elected to defer, so they will get the ball in the second half. The Broncs will receive the opening half kickoff. So Thunder Basin will start on defense. Their 2 defensive ends are Gage Robinson and Cody Daniel. Their defensive tackles are Lane Albers and Paxton Rathel. Linebackers are Jacob Whip, Lander Coombe, and Tyler Olson. Corners are Taven Young and Julian Langley. And their safeties are Blake Edwards and Hadley Hudson, who is also their quarterback. For the Broncs, the offensive starters, a little bit different this week. They have an injury on the offensive line, as their starting center from a week ago is out with a bad ankle. So Brady Hartman will be at left tackle. Caden Smith will move into that left guard spot where Fisher Peldo played. Fisher Peldo is going to move to the center spot tonight. And then Sam Huffman will be the right guard, and Nathan Bloom will be the right tackle. The wide receivers for the Broncs are Breck Reed, Gage Rogers, and Rudy Green. The tight end is the big Beck Haswell. Keegan Rager will get the start at running back tonight. And again, for the 2nd straight week, the Broncs will go with the senior Andrew Adams under center. He will be the quarterback. Blaine Phillips, who was thought to be the starting quarterback, still nursing that injury of his he has a vertebrae injury on his back. He was cleared to play. He has started practicing and did take reps this week, but they're going to hold him out one more game and see if they can get him ready to go next week versus Natrona.
That would be great to see. But the coaching staff here does a great job of game planning with who they have available.
Absolutely.
So they will make Andrew Adams successful tonight.
Well, and he's no slouch.
Right.
Andrew
he's a senior. He's been in the system for 4 years.
He got a lot of snaps last year as a backup.
Right.
Him and Blaine they took a lot of the backup snaps last year when the Broncs were blowing other teams out.
Correct.
So he is used to being on the field.
Sure.
Now, is it a little bit different being the starter? Absolutely. You're not playing with a 30 or 40 point lead when you come into the game. You've got to be ready to go. And the coaching staff and all the teammates, they have all the belief in Andrew Adams.
Oh, yeah,
and
100% confidence in that kid.
He'll be just fine. So
absolutely.
Going back deep for the Broncs, they will receive. It's going to be Gage Rogers and the speedster Breck Reed back there. And Breck, we saw him last week. He did return one he returned a punt last week for a touchdown. So we will see what the Broncs can do tonight. Doing the kickoff for the Thunder Basin Bolts will be Gage Robinson. Robinson is the 6'1", 205-pound junior. He'll be the fullback in the offense for the Bolts as well.
And I guess we'll see if they just
kind of
pooch it, or if they're actually going to kick it to us.
Well, see if he can get it out of the back of the end zone. I think that's what they would probably like to do. There's the whistle, and we are ready to go. There is the kick, and it's going to be a short one, and it's going to be Owen Matthews, and he's going to down it right about the 20, just over the 25, maybe spot the ball
26.
at the 26-yard line. Almost an exact carbon copy of what happened to open the game against South last week. It was Owen Matthews.
But he didn't down it.
Right.
He got a few return yards for the big lineman.
Taking the pooch kick, and but this time he just caught it and downed it. So the Broncs will start their first offensive possession at the 26-yard line, and Andrew Adams will be in the backfield. Keegan Rager will line up to his right side. 3 receivers to the near side with 1 receiver to the far side of the formation. Adams calls for the snap, now looks to the sidelines to get a new play. The new play comes in. Adams calls for the ball, now sends Reed in motion, and they will give it to him on the jet sweep. And not much there. Actually, Breck's going to lose about 2 yards, as that did not trick Thunder at all. They were ready, and they just they stood up that.
And it looked like there was a little bit of a hole there for him to hit, and I don't know if he missed it or was just trying to bounce it all the way to the outside. But Thunder Basin was there and ready for that.
So a 2-yard loss on first down. The right side of that offensive line got pushed back. Now it's Adams. Wide receiver screen to Haswell. Haswell's across the 25 and is going to be, he's pushing forward. Now they're going to blow the whistle as the scrum is stood up. That's going to be a pickup of about 3 or 4 yards there on second down. It'll bring up 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8 for the Broncs. They're going to spot the ball at the 28-yard line. So it will be 3rd down and 8 for the Broncs.
Not very often do you see the Broncs with a 3rd and 8.
Yeah. So a 4-yard pickup on second down on the first completion of the ball game from Adams to Haswell. Rudy Green and Haswell to the near side. They're going to split Reed and Rogers out to the far side with Rager in the backfield. And they fake it to him. Now a slant. It's caught. It's going to be enough for the Broncs. First down out across the 35 to about the 39-yard line. Gage Rogers on the quick slant. And the Broncs move the sticks all the way out to their own 39-yard line.
Boy, the timing on that was just impeccable.
Hey, the more little completions you can get like that, the more comfortable Adams will be in the backfield. And the Broncs, this time they're going to have Greer, William Greer, the senior, and Keegan Rager, the senior, in the backfield along with Adams. They flank him side by side in the pistol. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. The snap is low, but they give it to Greer. Greer has a hole. He's across the 45 and out to about the 48-yard line, a pickup of almost 9 yards.
I think they are going to give him 9.
All the way out to the Bronc 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd and about a yard. Nice gain on first down for William Greer. You know, Greer, we talked about it last week. He missed all of last season with a shoulder injury, so he's hungry.
Right. Yeah, and he showed off some speed right there, too.
2nd and 1. Again, the Broncs, same formation with those 2 receivers to the far side. And Gage Rogers, the lone receiver to the near side. As the Broncs go right to left across your radio dial. This time it's going to be Rager. He'll get the give. He bounces off 1 tackle, fights forward. Boy, his lower half is so powerful. He hit the defender, hit him right in the hole. He bounced off that, got across midfield and picked up 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, he kept those legs driving, and he actually kind of pushed those guys. I mean, he got just as low as they did and knocked them back.
That's the wrestler in him. You know, he undefeated state champion a year ago as a junior. Now a senior, he'll look forward to a wrestling season again as well. This time Rager, he'll line up to the left side of Andrew. Now he's going to bounce to the right side as the new play comes in. 3 receivers. We got trips to the near side with Rogers the outside. This time they are going to give it to Rager again. He finds a hole. He's across the 40 down to about the 35-yard line. A big hole for Keegan Rager all the way down to the Thunder Basin 35. And now we've got an injured Bolt down. He is really struggling to get on his feet. They're going to have to take a quick one here, an injury timeout. And he looks like he's favoring that left leg. So both teams will come to the side. You know, Ryan, last week we did talk, and Coach Mowry in the pregame show really talked about how Natrona just ran it right down the middle of the defense of Thunder Basin. The last 3 runs the Broncs have been right between the tackles.
Yeah, well, when we were driving back from Cheyenne last week, we were listening to that fourth quarter of the Natrona Thunder game, and even the guy announcing from Thunder was like, oh my gosh, they're running it right down our throat.
Yep.
So, and I'm sure, you know, Coach Mowry and his staff watched the tape, and they're going to game plan around it.
So the injured Thunder Basin player is Paxton Rathel, as he is being tended to right now by the Sheridan trainer, Joanne Goss. A couple coaches out there with her. Hope you're, if you're available to watch this, I know you're listening on 1410 KWYO 106.9 FM, but we are streaming live also on SheridanMedia.com. You can also watch it live on Sheridan Media's Facebook page, also on Sheridan Media's YouTube channel. So you can watch the game live there as well. If you're not able to be up here, what a beautiful night for football.
Oh, man. It's like 68 degrees.
68 degrees and just a slight breeze, bright sunshine at this point. We'll get into some darkness before the game's over, but Rathel being helped off the field, can't put much weight on that left leg, so hopefully he is okay, as he is one of the starting offensive linemen as well for the Bolts, as he starts at right tackle. So they're going to have to find somebody to jump on that offensive line for him when they come out on offense. But for the Broncs, they will have it 1st and 10 at the Bolt 35-yard line. A nice run by Keegan Rager on the last offensive play. This time, Rager will line up to the left side of Adams. Adams calls for the ball, and a quick out. It's going to find Haswell. Haswell across the 30 and inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line. That's going to get a gain of 6 on a little quick outer to the tight end. Not a great angle, but he was able to hit Haswell on the short side of the field.
And once Haswell gets that ball in his hands, look out. He's a big dude.
He likes to create contact,
yes,
doesn't he?
He likes the physicality, that's for sure.
So the Broncs quickly back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to bring trips to the near side with Rogers, Green, and Reed to the near side. This time it's a give to Rager out of the backfield. Rager stood up at about the 28 and dumped back. So not much there. It's going to be a gain of maybe a yard or 2 on second down. It's going to bring up a 3rd down for the Broncs. And Adams is going to come off the field. And wonder if this is where we will see the Wildcat formation with Breck Reed. Breck Reed will probably be the snap receiver in the Wildcat. We've seen it the last couple of years. Colson Kuhn, and then a lot last year with Crow. But this time it's going to be Reed. Reed was a quarterback when he was a freshman, and that's going to be a false start. I think the Broncs got an early start there as Breck Reed took the snap, and let's see what if it was. It is going to be a false start on the Broncs. That's going to back him up 5. That might change things a bit.
Yeah, Andrew Adams came back onto the field after that penalty, so.
So now it's going to bring 3rd down and about 8 for the Broncs from their 33-yard line. Adams back out there at the quarterback. He'll be in the pistol. Rager lined up to the right side. 3 receivers to the near side with Haswell, the tight end, on the far side. 3rd down and 8. There's the snap. Adams drops straight back. Good protection. He's got a man, and he throws it wide of Haswell. Somebody loses their hat and is going to have to come out. But it's going to bring up 4th down for the Broncs. Maybe their first 4th down of the season for this the first offensive team anyway.
And I think you're in 4-down territory, don't you?
Adams comes off the field. Lane Albers on the defense there.
Nathan Bloom was the one that lost his helmet.
Yeah, he's going to have to come off for at least one play. So Logan Stoika in on that offensive line for the Broncs. And it's going to be Reed running the Wildcat. 4th down and 8 for the Broncs. Rager lined up beside him. And it's going to be a pooch punt. He tries for the corner, and the Broncs down it inside the 1-yard line. Great job.
Wow.
Gage Rogers got down there.
And William Greer.
Oh, why are they putting the ball at the 3? Was it first touched at the 3-yard line?
It may have been.
Maybe Rogers got his hand on it at the 3-yard line before corralling it at the
first
1.
touch.
So the first touch was at the 3. So that's where
Still
Thunder
a
Basin
great
will start.
pooch kick.
But no score on the first offensive drive by the Broncs.
And that's a feather in the cap for Thunder.
They'll take it. That's a win for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Early on. So now the offense will come back out. Of course, they're going to have to find a replacement there at the tackle spot, the right tackle. So the quarterback is going to be Hadley Hudson. He's the 6'2", 200-pound senior. He's a big boy. Running backs are going to be Muhammad Khan and Xander Coombe. The first give is straight ahead to Coombe. He falls forward to about the 5 or 6 yard line. It'll pick maybe a 3-yard gain there on first down to Coombe. Coombe ran the ball 5 times for 9 yards last week against Natrona. Muhammad Khan, he had 3 carries for 21 yards. So Hudson has Coombe again in the backfield. He'll be lined up to the right side. They'll put 2 receivers to the near side of the formation. Calls for the snap. The give again is to Coombe. He runs right into the teeth of the defense. Nothing there. He'll lose a yard. Back to the 5-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for the Bolts. So Brady Hartman off the bottom of the pile for the Broncs defensively.
Yeah, great job by that D-line.
And now subbing out is going to be Jacob Whipf. Whipf will come in at one of the receiver spots for the Bolts. And Coombe will stay in. He's in the back of the end zone. He's being chased. He does get it out and across. It's going to be the receiver Edwards.
Wow.
Out across almost to the 20-yard line. Actually, that's number 1, and they don't have a number 1 on their roster. So number 1 is going to be Taven Young. Taven Young will be number 1. And that's
they have him listed as 23.
And so that will be a first down for the Bolts out across to their own 20-yard line. This time, a quick out, and it's going to be, he got pounded by Haswell.
Yes, he did.
Hudson did, but he was able to complete the pass out across the 20 to the 22 or 23-yard line. A gain of 3 on first down. Again, that was Young on the reception. So 2nd down and 7 now for the Bolts. Hudson's he's a big quarterback. 6'2", and now Haswell jumps off sides. That's going to be a free 5 for the Bolts. Haswell, he was trying to get there quickly.
Yeah, I'd say he's a little amped up. Just got a little bit of a
So the Broncs make a little mistake there. Give Thunder Basin a short field now. 2nd down and 2 from their 28-yard line. And Coombe will be in the backfield. 2 receivers to each side. Sig Powell to the outside. Julian Langley to the inside on the far side of the field. This time they fake it. The ball's deflected and knocked down at the line. Good job by that D-line getting a big hand up and knocking that pass down. It'll bring up 3rd and 2.
I think that might have been Sam Huffman that got his hand up in there to knock it down.
So 3rd and 2. Well, Bolt's lucky that ball wasn't intercepted because it was up in the air for a couple of seconds.
Yep.
This time Blake Edwards will be the lone receivers to the outside, to the near side. Langley and Watkins to the outside. The give straight ahead is Kumpf. He's going to fight towards the 30-yard line. Are they going to give him the 30? If they do, it will be a first down. And I think Coombe may have gotten the first down.
Yeah,
Let's see where they spot it.
He might get that spot.
And they are giving it to him right at the 30-yard line.
Yep.
It'll be a 1st and 10 for Thunder Basin. So the Bolts offense stays alive. 1st and 10 from their own 30. Edwards and Young to the near side with Kumpf in the backfield with Hudson. Hadley gets his offense set and calls for the ball. He'll drop straight back, looking at pressure right down the middle of the field. Has a man, that's Young, and Young is deep into Bronc territory, all the way down to the Bronc 30-yard line.
Wow. We knew Thunder Basin was going to throw the ball a lot, and so these defensive backs, they got to be ready.
Jacob Whipf on the reception.
That was a great throw.
That's a 60-yard pass, 50-yard pass play. This time Hudson, an outlet to Young. Young on the wide receiver screen down the far side and knocked out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. And that'll be another Thunder Basin first down if they give him the 20.
Which I think that they are.
I think Sladen Bodanovic was there to push him out of bounds. 1st and 10 at the Bronc 20-yard line for the Bolts. Thunder Basin gaining more and more confidence as the game goes on. Hudson stands at his own 25, brings the man in motion. It's a jet sweep. Getting to the outside.
Yep.
Gage Rogers got held, and the flag does come in.
That was out in front of everybody.
Yep. So,
we saw it from up here in the booth, and I was waiting for that sideline official to toss his flag, and he got it.
They were able to get all the way down to the 10-yard line, but that one's going to come back. The hold was probably about the 16 or 17-yard line. And that was where they will step that off from. But the D end on that, or on the end on that side of the field, held Gage Rogers completely up. And so that's going to back Thunder Basin up. First penalty of the ball game on the Bolts. So it will be a holding. And so they will step that off from the, I think from the 16-yard line.
Yeah, that looks about where the flags land.
So it will remain first down. It'll be first and about 16. Yeah, 1st and 16 for the Bolts from the 26-yard line. Edwards to the near side. Hudson will have Whipf in front of him, kind of lined up in that fullback spot. And now they're going to bring Coombe, and they fake it to Coombe. Hudson, and boy, that did not fake Haswell. Haswell drops him for a 3 or 4 yard loss back to the 30-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 20 now for Thunder Basin.
Beck did a great job of staying at home and fighting off that block.
Hudson really, on that RPO, he really should have just handed that one off because Coombe had a lot of space coming to the near side.
Yep.
Now Coombe, he'll line up to the right side. Drops straight back, and they're flushing Hudson. He's going to come down the near side, stays in bounds, and gets stumped. The ball's out, and I think the Broncs are on it. And
let's wait.
I think the Broncs came up with it, and they did. I think it's Keegan Rager off the bottom of the pile.
Nice gang tackling right there, but Hudson needs to do a better job of not leaving his feet.
He jumped in the air, got caught, and then they stripped the ball.
Yep.
And the Broncs take over inside their own, actually just outside their own 20, it's going to be at the 21-yard line. So a turnover for Thunder Basin stops a really good first offensive drive.
I think it was Braxton Crow that got the fumble recovery.
He might have recovered that one.
He came over and rang the turnover bell.
So now the Broncs come back out on offense. Noah Newman will come out at one of the wide receiver spots here. The Broncs do have a plethora of receivers. Adams will be the quarterback with Rager lined up to his right. Adams, the give to Rager. Rager looking for a hole. Not much there. Squirts through across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Got 6 yards out of that.
Good patience by Keegan Rager. Not a lot there initially, but kind of waited for the offensive line to create him a little bit of space and fell forward for 6 yards. Well, we'll give him 5 yards. 2nd down and 5. We approach 2:45 to go left here in the first quarter. No scores on the Range scoreboard. Adams again with Rager. This time it's going to be the outlet, and that's going to be Gage Rogers with the catch out across the 35 to the 36 maybe. And the Broncs will move the chains at the 35-yard line. Just a good little out pattern. And Rogers catches that ball and takes it to the Bronc 35-yard line. 1st and 10 now for Sheridan. Rogers again, he'll come to the near side. He'll be the lone receiver to this side. 3 receivers to the outside. Rager lined up next to Adams, and they pull it, and this time Adams fumbles the ball, and the Broncs get back on it.
Oh boy. He
What?
did not feel that pressure coming from the backside.
Well, he was looking for the hitch and go. He was waiting for Rogers. He had stopped his route, and he was waiting for him to go, and that's when the ball got stripped. And one of the Thunder Basin defenders tried to pick it up instead of just falling on it. He whiffed on it, and a Bronc offensive lineman fell right on it. 2nd down and 14 now for the Broncs from the 31. Some early mistakes here by the young Broncs. Newman to the near side. This time it's going to be Rager. He'll catch the screen pass out across, but not much there. It's going to be maybe a gain of 1. As Thunder Basin was ready for that one. And it'll be 3rd and 13 now for the Broncs. And fans, be patient. Be patient with this young team. The quarterback is new. The running back, Keegan Rager, didn't get a lot of reps last year. The offensive line, a lot of them are new guys. They are working hard. It will work. They've already had more snaps tonight than they had all last week. It will come together. Adams, he's going to roll to the far side. Looking downfield, nothing there. Has a man, but it's going to be short. It'll be Rudy Green at about the 39-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th and about 6 for the Broncs.
I liked how they rolled him out and gave him a little bit more time to find that open receiver.
And to see the field a little better.
Right.
But they're going to have to punt, so Breck Reed is going to go back into the punt formation. And the Broncs will punt here on their 2nd possession of the ball game. And we'll see if they do that before the end of the first quarter, as there's just 15 seconds left on the clock. And they may end up having to punt it right before. I think they will have to punt. And Reed's punt is high, and it is going to bounce.
Oh, it
good
got a
roll.
great bounce.
All the way down inside the 10 to about the 8 or 9 yard line.
That thing landed at about the 25.
And that's why you rugby style kick those. It gets the end over end kick going.
Yep.
That's the end of the first quarter. Sheridan Bronc 0, Thunder Basin 0. You're listening to Bronc football on 1410 KWYO at 106.9 FM.
Hi, this is Melissa Murray with First Northern Bank of Wyoming. When you enroll in our Roundup program, you'll save on every purchase made with your debit card. Those purchases will be rounded up to the next whole dollar, and that amount will be transferred into your First Northern Bank savings account. We will match it and donate it to our nonprofits in our communities each quarter. So far in 2025, we have donated nearly $20,000. This quarter, we will be donating to our local organizations that help families in need over the holidays. Stop by 29 North Gould Street in Sheridan to enroll. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 2186083.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Sheridan High School and Homer Scott Field. Shane Parker along with Ryan Parker bringing you live Bronc football. After one complete quarter here to the home opener, no score on the Range scoreboard, 0-0. And the Broncs just punted the ball away to Thunder Basin, and Thunder Basin will take over at the 9-yard line. At their own 9. They started at their own 3 on the last possession, had a good drive, and then turned it over at about the 21-yard line of the Broncs. So Thunder Basin's 2nd possession of the ball game. And he'll bring 3 receivers to the short side of the field and 1 receiver to the outside. Hudson in the gun with Coombe lined up next to him. And now we've got a stoppage in play. Let's see here. A timeout taken I think Thunder Basin has called a timeout before we start the second quarter. We'll take timeout as well.
Wow.
Again, you're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
When the Sheridan Broncs take the field, they bring strength, precision, and pride. At Simply Stone, they bring that same energy into every project, specializing in countertops. Their team fabricates and installs the finest quartz, marble, granite, and porcelain surfaces, turning your home into something truly exceptional. Just like the Broncs, they believe in hard work, dedication, and a rock-solid foundation. Stop by their showroom at 2745 Heartland Drive or visit simplystonewyo.com. Simply Stone, simply the best.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back after the timeout. We are now ready to start the second quarter with a completely different formation. Now we've got a trips bunched at the line. Hudson's going to roll out. He's got a little room right in the middle of the field, and he's going to be dumped across. And the ball comes loose. Are they going to say he was down? They're saying he was down at about the 12 or 13-yard line. Boy, the Broncs thought they had got a big one there. Osborne with the good tackle for the Broncs. But a gain of 3 on first down. Hudson on the scramble. Again, Thunder Basin quickly back to the line of scrimmage. And this time it's going to be a wide receiver screen, and that's going to be Young.
What a play.
Nice tackle out there by Gate. No, that's Breck Reed coming up from the safety spot.
Boy, you could just see that play develop. They had a receiver out there to block the guy, but they didn't account for Breck, and he was able to get to that guy and drop him.
A loss of 3 on the play makes it 3rd down and 9, all the way back to the 10-yard line. So 3rd and 9 for the Bolts. 3 receivers come to the near side. They're going to split all the way out with 1 receiver to the short side and Coombe in the backfield. The give, Hudson will give it to Coombe. And now that's Whip. Whip going to be dropped after about a 1 or 2 yard gain. It's going to bring up 4th and long for Thunder Basin.
Great job by the defense.
They really ran to the ball and gang tackled that time. Whip didn't have much chance of getting by. I think Rudy Green was one of the first guys there. Green and Reed will drop back deep to receive the punt for the Broncs. And the punter is going to be Gage Robinson. He also does the kickoffs. Robinson almost has this one blocked, but it is going to be returnable. Reed will catch it at the 45. He's down the near far sideline, and he's off to the races. Breaks 1 tackle at the 20 to the 10, and he's going to be stacked up there at about the 10-yard line. So Breck Reed with a 40-yard return. Actually, we'll call it a 35-yard return. Boy, he caught that right. I thought he was calling for a fair catch.
I did too.
There were 3 or 4 Bolts standing right there.
Within 3 yards of him.
But he caught that, went down the far sideline.
But with his speed,
all the way down to the 10-yard line. So the Broncs have it 1st and goal at the 10. And maybe they're saying he can. Actually, it's going to be 1st and goal at the 11. Well, isn't the ball sitting on the 10-yard line? Well, yeah, it is at the 10, and the down markers are not. Boy. Andrew Adams. The give is to Braxton Crow. Braxton fights forward, dives ahead to about the 6 or 7 yard line. So Crow gets the carry on 1st down. Rager will come into the lineup. Andrew Adams out of the lineup. And let's see who takes the snap. Looks like it's going to be, is it Haswell going to be the
snap receiver?
Snap receiver here in the Wildcat. Haswell calling for the snap. He gets it, and he's going to find a block. He's going to bounce outside, takes on 1 tackler, dives to the goal line.
Wow.
Back Haswell in for the 7-yard touchdown.
Wow, great play call.
So Haswell goes in from 7 yards out on the Wildcat. Good play call, good execution on the offensive line to create a little bit of a wedge there for Beck Haswell.
A little bit of misdirection, too.
Yep.
And that far side just kind of opened up for Haswell, and with his size, he just walked over those 2 defenders.
So Will Greer will come on to attempt the extra point. The holder is Breck Reed. The snap's good. The kick is up, and the kick is good. With 9:23 remaining here in the second quarter, it's the Sheridan Bronc 7, Thunder Basin 0. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO, 106.9 FM, and streaming live at SheridanMedia.com.
Hi, this is Austin with Mystic Tree Farm. It's hot right now, but fall is just around the corner, and that's the perfect time to plant trees. Cottonwoods, aspens, crab apples, and more, all in stock. At Mystic Tree Farm, we're already prepping for fall planting, so come pick your trees and schedule early. Remember, if we plant it, we guarantee it for a full year. And don't forget, we have a farmer's market every Saturday from 9 to 12. Mystic Tree Farm, just north of town at 114 Decker Road.
This is Patrick Johnson with Stifel Financial, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Sheridan High School. The Broncs punch one in after a great return by Breck Reed. A punt return down to the 10-yard line. 2 plays later, Beck Haswell goes in from 7 yards out. William Greer kicks the extra point. The Broncs lead at 7-0. Ryan, if you take a look at the way this series, the all-time series for Sheridan and Thunder, Sheridan leads the all-time series 9-2. And Sheridan won last year at Thunder Basin 28-0, and then won in the playoffs. It was a big score in the playoffs, 62-7.
Right.
They won that game in the playoffs. So,
yeah, over the years, Thunder hasn't been around a long time, but over the years, Sheridan has held the advantage.
Just their 9th season of football, 9th season as a school, and Greer's going to poke this one out of the back of the end zone. What a weapon!
Yeah,
you don't really have to worry about giving up a big kickoff return, because once that ball crosses the plane of the goal line, it's a touchback.
It's a dead ball. Yep.
And that one landed 9 yards deep in the end zone anyway. So
yeah, that was a great kick.
Thunder Basin will take over at their own 20-yard line. Taking a look at other things, we'll try to get you updated on some scores from around the state. I know that Bighorn and Tongue River are both playing tonight at home as well. And Sheridan Media's Kevin Coyle is there. In the first quarter, Thermopolis was leading Tongue River 6-0, and Bighorn was leading Lovell 7-0 early in those ball games. So we'll try to get you some other scores as well.
Lots of football going on here in Sheridan County.
Whip goes in motion. The give is to Coombe. Coombe bounces it outside, breaks a tackle. He's across the 25 to the 30 and run out of bounds. Across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down. As the running back, Xander Coombe, with a 13-yard pickup all the way out to the 33, and Thunder Basin is quickly back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that right end kind of got sucked in, and Coombe hit the edge.
They're running away from Haswell's side of the field. This time Hudson, he's got a man deep, and it's going to be overthrown at Blake Edwards. Back deep defensively was Sladen Bodonovic for the Broncs.
That was good coverage.
But he kind of threw it over the wrong shoulder, and Edwards kind of had to make a circus effort to try to catch that, but it was really over the wrong shoulder and falls incomplete. So 2nd down and 10 now after Hudson went for the big play. He's got 3 receivers in the formation, two to the far side. Coombe lined up in the backfield. High snap. The give is to Coombe, and he's going to be stacked up. I think Braxton Crow, the first guy there from the linebacker spot. Crow did a nice job of filling, and that's going to be no gain, maybe even a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, I liked how Crow came up and filled that hole, but stayed low enough to take that runner off his feet.
So the ball's going to be spotted at the 32-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 11. Three receivers in the formation. Hudson, he's going to drop straight back. Looking inside, nothing there. He avoids one would-be sacker, and this time Crow's going to come up, and Rager delivers. Oh my goodness! They threw a flag, that's going to be a foul, a personal foul on Rager. He's just making a tackle.
Are they going to say that was helmet to helmet?
I don't think so.
Boy, he laid one on him, that's for sure.
But Rager was going for the tackle, and he was being tackled by another player at the same time, so he was going down. They are going to call a personal foul on Keegan Rager. I would have to see that on film. From here, yes, it was a big hit, but it wasn't
vicious.
And it wasn't illegal.
No.
And that's what Jeff Mowry's asking. He's like, what did he do? He's like, what did he do? So that's going to give Thunder Basin a first down all the way out to their own 49-yard line.
Wow. What a great hit. But
wow.
We've both been in that position. We're officials. Or
They're
former.
Bring a man in motion. Hudson, he's going to drop straight back. And the ball's high and incomplete. Goes through the hands of the would-be receiver, Sig Powell. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Hudson incomplete. He had Haswell lurking near.
Yep.
So Haswell, he's going to go to the short side of the field this time. They like to move him around.
Yeah, and They've got to know where number 8 is.
Coombe again in the backfield. They're going to bring Young in motion. They fake it to him. They give it to Coombe straight ahead. And nice job by William Greer. He stacks him up right at midfield. It's going to be a 1-yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9.
Just inside of the 50. So just in the Bronx territory for Thunder Basin.
You know, the Bronx linebackers they're really the strength of this defense.
They
are
absolutely.
all experienced. They're big. They like to hit. They're quick sideline to sideline. Rager and Greer and Gage Rogers all do a great job. This time Hudson's going to drop straight back. Haswell's there. Oh, he forces him and misses him, but they get him from behind. Haswell forced him up into the pocket.
It's at 62.
Nathan Bloom comes in and drops him after a no gain, maybe even a little bit of a loss back to midfield, and it's going to force Thunder Basin into a punting situation.
Yeah, Haswell got the nice pressure, but the quarterback was able to escape it, but Bloom was right there.
Start of the second quarter out in Bighorn. Lovell has tied things up 7-7 in that 2A football game out at Bighorn.
Lots of good football going on in Sheridan County.
That's number 1 against number 3. The snap, and Robinson gets the kick off. It's high. It's going to take a little bit of a Thunder Basin bounce inside the 20 and be down at about the 18-yard line. So the Bronx stayed away from that one. That was a sky-high punt. And the Bronx will take over on their own 18-yard line. Andrew Adams coming back out on the field with his offense. So the Bronx, is this their fourth possession of the ball game? They turned it over once on downs. They punted once. They scored. So this will be their 4th possession of the ball game. 2 running backs flanked beside Adams. 3 receivers in the formation from the 18. Adams looks to the sidelines as he's got Haswell in the slot. That's where Haswell likes to really line up. He's more of a tight end, but they do put him in the slot sometimes. Adams, the give to Rager. Rager, not much there. He'll fight, maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard. So not much in the middle of that offensive line there for Keegan Rager. But I think they will give him.
Thunder Basin did a nice job of blocking up that middle, but their linemen are big boys.
They'd give him 1 yard on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 9 from the 19. Rager stays in. They'll bring 3 receivers now to the near side and 1 receiver to the far side. That's going to be Rogers to the far side. Adams brings a man in motion. That's Reed. They fake it to him, and Rogers is going to keep it right up the middle. He's to the 25-30, and he'll fall forward across the 30 to about the 32 or 33-yard line. Good play call.
That was Andrew Adams.
Almost like a draw play because you fake that give to the jet sweeper, and then you take off with it. And a nice hole opened up by the middle of that offensive line led by the center, Fisher Peldo. So the Bronx move the ball out across the 30 to the 33-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 as we have 5:36 to go here in the first half. Adams calls for the snap, and it's a wide receiver screen. And it's going to be Torrey Phillips. He's going to let it fly. Has Gage Rogers at the 35. Rogers to the 20. He's at the 10. And it's going to be a Bronc touchdown.
Was that Torrey Phillips?
I think Torrey Phillips, the sophomore quarterback, he lined up as a wide receiver clear on the far side. They throw a wide receiver screen to him, but behind the line of scrimmage, and he throws it to a wide open Gage Rogers for the Bronc touchdown.
What a beautiful play. Kind of nice to have several different quarterbacks that you can line up at different positions.
A little razzle-dazzle by the Broncs.
That was fantastic.
Torrey Phillips throws a beautiful pass.
Boy, and he hit him in stride, didn't he?
He did. And that ball was at the 33-yard line, so that's a 67-yard. And the kick is up and good. With 5:19 remaining here in the first half, it's the Sheridan Broncs 14, Thunder Basin 0. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO, 106.9 FM, streaming live at SheridanMedia.com.
Is Wyoming Corporate Office your one-stop shop for everything you need for your Wyoming-based business, LLC, or corporation formulation? Yes. Service of process and mail forwarding services? Indeed. Fulfill the legal requirements for small businesses based in Wyoming? Absolutely. Wyoming Corporate Office provides the communication between your business and the state, so you don't have to. Learn more by visiting WyomingCorporateOffice.com today.
This is Jamie Gillenwater with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Well, Ryan, Coach Mallory digs, he reaches deep into the bag of tricks and pulls one out and says, let's put that young sophomore quarterback as a wide receiver out on the outside. Let's throw a backwards pass to him and have him hit somebody downfield. And Gage Rogers was running free at about the 30-yard line. And
Torrey hit him right in stride.
Hit him in stride. What a beautiful pass.
Yeah.
And the Broncs lead 14-0, and William Greer has it teed up again.
Thunder Basin's over there going, what do we have to do?
We've played a good half of football, and we still trail by 14. So Greer, he'll boot this one. It's going to reach the end zone as well. And it'll be a touchback. Thunder Basin will take over on their 20-yard line.
You know, not giving up field position, like you said on the last kickoff, having William Greer is nice because you're not giving up any field position. You're making your opponent go the 80 yards.
Absolutely. Taking a look at the other games from around 4A for tonight as we look here. Again, Cheyenne South is playing at number 2, Cheyenne East. Cheyenne Central, who is number 5 this week, will play at number 4, Campbell County. That's probably the game of the week. Kelly Walsh at Laramie, and Rock Springs is playing at number 3, Natrona. That one doesn't kick off till 6 or 7 o'clock. All the other games kick off at 6. We'll try to get you some scores before we get into halftime. Hudson, he'll give the ball to Coombe. Coombe makes a move. He's into the open across the 30 out to about the 33 or 34-yard line. That's another 13, 14-yard play for the Coombe boy.
Thunder did a nice job of stretching that Bronc defense out, and he found a little crease and just turned it upfield.
Xander Coombe with 13 yards out to the Thunder. Oh, that's got to be a false start, doesn't it? Taven Young was 3 yards into the defensive backfield before the ball was snapped. The whistle finally does come, and that will set them back 5 yards on the false start, back to the 27-yard line. So 1st and 15 now for the Bolts with 5:08 to go here in the first half. Broncs leading 14-0 on the Range scoreboard. I know the Broncs would like to get one more stop here and see if they can punch one more in.
Yeah, because Thunder Basin will start the second half with the ball.
Hudson, he'll take his own wide receiver screen to Young. Young makes one guy miss. That's River Osborne, I do believe, who slowed him up, and then the rest of the defenders came and helped out.
I was just going to say, River did a nice job of just getting in his way and slowing him up enough and letting his teammates come and clean it up.
Maybe a yard on the play down out to the 29-yard line, but Josh Freed came in and cleaned things up for the Broncs from that linebacker spot. Braxton Crow also in at linebacker. Here comes Osborne. He's coming off the corner. He's hunting down, and it's going to be a hold in the backfield. They complete the play downfield, but oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Haswell was being held at the point of attack, and Haswell's like, yeah, it's coming back.
Right.
I got held. And
the referee was right on it.
So let's see where they're going to spot that hold from. Is it from the 25-yard line?
Well, there's 2 flags laying.
Yep, there are. I think they're probably both the same.
Sure.
So they'll bring the ball back. Holding on the offense. And the offensive lineman was just trying to protect his quarterback because he did not want Hudson to get blasted by Beck Haswell.
Well, and Hudson didn't feel the pressure of River Osborne coming up his backside there.
So 2nd down and a mile all the way back to the 19-yard line now for Thunder Basin. And Hudson, he's going to drop straight back, looking for a man downfield. Has a man in the middle of the field. That's Edwards. Edwards is going to have almost enough to pick up the first down. He's going to be a couple yards short out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. So a nice pitch and catch for Thunder Basin. Boy, the receivers are getting open for Thunder. There's 2 more flags in the backfield. Is that another hold? Because it's coming back again, I do believe.
Wow. That was a nice play that Thunder put, but
great route ran by Blake Edwards to get open.
But maybe there's a reason that it was successful.
So another hold. That's going to back him up. That'll back him up another 10 yards from where it happened. So they're going to step this off, and the ball will be placed at the 19-yard line, and they have to get to the 43-yard line for a first down. So 24, is it 2nd and 24? Yep, 2nd down and 24 for the Bolts with 4 minutes to go here in the first half. They bring a man in motion. And again, this is a screen play. It's going to be caught, but sniffed out pretty good by the defensive line of the Broncs. First defensive guy there was Brady Hartman. That's going to be a pickup of about 4 or 5 yards out to the 20. They're spotting the ball at the 23-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down now for Thunder Basin, deep in their own end at the 19-yard line. So 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, 1 running back flanked alongside Hudson, and that's going to be Kumpf. Jacob Whip flanked alongside Hudson to the right side. High snap. Hudson's going to roll to the right side, look downfield, and nothing there, going to be run out of bounds, and that's going to be a loss all the way back to the 16-yard line. And Thunder Basin's going to have to punt the ball, and the Broncs are going to get the ball back again, probably with pretty good field position.
Yeah, we'll see if they kick it or,
Well, they're going to have to kick it.
Well,
from
yeah,
here.
I mean, are they going to kick it to him?
Right. So we've got Rudy Green and Breck Reed back deep. They're both standing in Thunder Basin territory at just inside midfield as Robinson drops back to punt. And the Broncs are coming after it, and he does get the punt away, and he's going to angle it out of bounds. It's going to bounce at about the 42 or 43-yard line and go out of bounds. And the Broncs will take over at the 40-yard line, at the Thunder Basin 40, I think is where they're going to spot that ball. So the Broncs, with 2:59 remaining here in the half, will come back out on offense, looking to put one more on the board before halftime. So Andrew Adams alongside Keegan Rager. Reed and Rogers to the near side. See if we can get Breck Reed into the open. Late substitution on the defense. Adams drops back, has a ball down the middle of the field. It's Reed. Reed catches it at the 10. He breaks free, and he's in for the Sheridan Bronc touchdown.
Wow.
40 yards.
Brett kind of had to come back for that ball a bit, but it kind of worked to his advantage because as he came back, the defenders ran past him and he was able to just
pirouette. Yeah, he pirouetted right to the 10-yard line, came all the way back across the field and scored the touchdown.
Right. Nice throw by Adams, though.
Hit him right in stride, didn't he?
Yep.
So Breck Reed, his second receiving touchdown of the year, will now do the holding as Greer comes out for the extra point. Calls for the snap. It's good. The hold's good. The kick is up, and it is good. With 2:50 remaining here in the first half, it's the Bronx 21, Thunder Basin 0. You're listening to Bronx football on 1410 KWIO at 106.9 FM.
Hey, Colton, can you believe that the school year is in full swing again?
I can't even believe that I'm not in school anymore. Time really does fly.
Hi, this is Jill Bates.
And Colton Bates.
With the Bates team at Best. And we know time goes by in a hurry and recognize how valuable your time is. That's why we work hard to fit your busy schedule, making moving easier and help you plan the entire process.
We also know that it's not enough just to get the job done as we seek to do the absolute best quality of work for all of our clients.
Let this be the school year where you get everything you want done and more.
Give us a call at 675-BEST and visit bestwy.net.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Stadium, Bronx football here on KWIO and SheridanMedia.com. Ryan, we talked about the Bronx hitting the ball back with 3 minutes left. Well, they only needed 9 seconds there to score. One play drive, 40 yards. Andrew Adams hits Breck Reed for the Bronx touchdown.
I think the Bronx offense is finally feeling more comfortable.
Believing in themselves.
Yeah, they're getting some plays under their
Absolutely.
belt. They've been beat on a little bit in this first half.
They've given up some yards.
Yeah, but I think that they're finally, understanding, hey man, relax.
Yeah.
We got this.
We're okay.
We're good. And up 21-0.
Greer, he's going to put the toe to this one. It's going to come up just short of the goal line. From about the 1 is going to be Blake Edwards. He's down the far side, has a seam, and run out of bounds. Outside the 30, let's see where they mark him. About the 35-yard line.
That's a nice return.
A good return.
He took that from about the 2 or 3 yard line. So.
And that's why you want to have Greer try to boot that into the end zone.
Well, we talked about it earlier. Now they've got field position. Yep. Granted, it's what are they at, the 35? So
now we see a couple other young guys in the defensive backfield as Dom DeStefano is now in there. Also Colton Phillip. Phillip is a junior. He's going to play corner here on this play for the Bronx. Sladen Bodonovic also, he's the free safety back deep. Hudson looks to the sidelines, has a man, and it's going to be incomplete. Just a little wide of Blake Edwards at the 40. Second down and 10 for Thunder Basin with 2:39 to go here in the first half. So the Bronx trying to build some depth, getting some guys in here on a spot where they can allow some younger guys to get in and play a little bit. Leading 21-0 on the range scoreboard. 4 receivers in the formation, and they pull it, and this one's going to be incomplete as well.
Did that get tipped?
Hudson tried to hit Julian Langley on the quick little hitter. He faked it to Coombe and pulled it right away and tried to hit Langley down the seam, and it just was, if the ball was tipped or just off the hands of Langley, but it's going to bring up third down. Still 2:36 to go here in the first half. If the Bronx can force a fourth down here, they're going to get the ball back again.
I was just going to say, Sheridan is perfectly content with letting Thunder Basin throw these incomplete passes and let the clock stop.
Hudson steps up in the hole, looks downfield, has a man, and it's going to be intercepted. It's going to be Dom DeStefano, and he's going to be brought down right at midfield. Dom DeStefano, the backup safety back there, he's going to go ring the turnover bell.
That was like catching a fly ball out in center field. But the pressure put on the quarterback caused that interception.
He's a pretty good baseball player as well.
Sure. And maybe he plays some center field.
Well, he's a catcher, I know for sure.
Okay.
He does know how to catch. And he caught that flying football out of midair. And the Bronx take over 1st and 10. Adams looks to the sideline, gets a new play as the sun's shining bright right into the eyes of the guys looking over to the sideline. We got 2-by-2 here in the formation with one running back. Adams going to drop back, look downfield, nothing there. Feels some pressure. Now he's going to tuck it and run, and he's going to pick up 5 yards to the 45-yard line.
That's a smart play.
Yep, nothing
Don't force
downfield.
nothing. Don't force anything.
You still have 2:10 remaining here in the first half. Adams looks to the sidelines, going to bring Gage Rogers to the near side of the field. And they're going to send Freed, Green, and Reed to the far side with William Greer in the backfield. He's kind of the bowling ball running back. He loves to lower his shoulder and they fake it to him. And now they've got Rogers. They're going to hit him in stride. It's, my goodness, right through the wicket.
Oh, man.
Gage Rogers would have walked in for another Bronc touchdown. Great pass by Andrew Adams. Gage Rogers had it in his hands, and it just wiggled loose. He let the big trout off the line.
I think his eyes got a little big, and he looked for that goal line just a minute too early.
Great effort by Gage Rogers. It was maybe just a touch overthrown.
But what a great play fake to William Greer. They bit on it.
That corner bit hard on the run.
Yep.
And Gage Rogers ran right by him. Now Rudy Green's going to come in to the offense. He'll go to the far side, and the Broncs are going to run a bunch trips to the far side of the field right next to the line of scrimmage. Actually, it's going to be Breck Reed. Reed from the Wildcat takes it across the 40. He'll have enough for the Bronc first down. And the Broncs are still not going to call a timeout. 1:38 as the clock stops just to move the chains. Now the clock will wind. Ball spotted at the 38-yard line. Adams back in at quarterback with Greer lined up to his left side. 3 receivers to the near side of the field. Wide receiver screen to Reed. They get a block. Reed turns on the Jets. He's at the 30. Do I see? Oh, there's a flag. There's a flag laying at the 36-yard line. That's a good pancake block there by Hartman, but I think they're going to get him for a hold. Brady Hartman. I just saw the tail end of it, but it looked like a good pancake block.
I was watching the ball go downfield. Yep. I didn't see what happened a little bit behind the play.
So that'll stop the clock with 1:17. Actually, they're going to call a personal foul on Sheridan, it looks like. Why is that a personal foul?
Well, and one of the officials is explaining
unnecessary roughness is what they're calling. Well, that's 2 on the Broncs here in the first half. 2 unnecessary roughness.
And both very questionable.
But
it is what it is.
Coach Mowry's out trying to get an explanation. He's like, what did he do?
Right.
You know? The Broncs are not a dirty team. I will tell you that. The coaches do not allow that.
Right.
So that'll back the Broncs back up into Thunder Basin territory with 1:17. The clock will run, and the Broncs will go back on offense. First down and 25 now for the Broncs. Actually, first and 20. Adams drops back, has a man. It's going to be Haswell. Haswell broke a tackle. He's down the far sideline, stays in bounds. He's been run out of bounds inside the 20 at about the 18. Actually, they're going to say he got all the way down to the 15-yard line. First down, Broncs on the big pass play to Beck Haswell. Under a minute to go here in the first half. 58 seconds to go. Braxton Crow's going to come back out on offense.
You know, Andrew Adams has showed a lot. He can just swing it out.
Yep.
And then the yards after catch by the receiver, but he's also shown the ability to throw a little bit of a deep ball.
Absolutely.
I mean, man.
So the Broncs looking for their 4th score here in the second quarter after it was 0-0 at the end of the first. This time it's going to be Reed. Reed will be the Wildcat quarterback, and a little razzle-dazzle back to Rogers, and nothing going that time.
Thunder was ready for that one.
Thunder Basin was ready for that one as Rogers was tackled for a little bit of a loss, maybe a 1-yard loss. And the Broncs are going to take a timeout with 51 seconds to go here in the first half. We'll take timeout as well. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
In a world full of pipes, they existed for over 100 years, getting to the source of humanity's plumbing problems. Now, in a toilet somewhere in the city, a terrible evil has been released. One man One mission, one chance, and this time, it's for real. For showtimes and plumbing, call A+ Plumbers and Appliance Repair, 672-9454.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. We are 51.8 seconds away from halftime. The Broncs looking to put some more points on the board. They will have it second down and about 11 from the 16-yard line. Andrew Adams with William Greer in the backfield. 3 receivers to the near side. Green, Haswell, and Reed. Rogers all alone to the far side. Adams, wide receiver screen. Oh boy, good read there by Timer Olsen. He came up from his linebacker spot and almost picked that one off. He got a hand on it. It's going to bring up third down now for the Broncs on the wide receiver screen pass. So 49.5 seconds left now here in the first half on the incomplete pass. The clock stops. 3rd and 11. Adams. Maybe just going to try to set up a little bit here to get some more points. See if William Greer, if they can't pick up the first down, if William Greer, it's a screen play to Greer. Greer at the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, William Greer. The Broncs are in the end zone again.
Man, the play calling has just been incredible. And these young men out here are executing them.
That was a 16-yard screen pass. So William Greer gets in the end zone. And now he'll try to kick the extra point. So the Broncs have scored 4 touchdowns here in the second quarter to break this thing wide open. The hold is good, the kick is up, and the kick is right through the uprights.
No
they're
good.
saying no good.
I don't think it went above the crossbar.
Oh, maybe it didn't. It was a low kick. So with 42.8 seconds, it's the Broncs 27 and Thunder Basin 0. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Have you been in to see Sheridan YO sports cards yet? It's the spot to get your hands on incredible sports cards and memorabilia. Sheridan's premier spot for buying cards. All major sports cards including fighting, wrestling, Pokemon, and even racing. These guys have hobby boxes for the serious collectors and packs for those getting started. Graded slabs from PSA, SGC, and if you have a big card to grade, talk to the guys to have your card submitted to PSA. Family friendly and located inside Sheridan Stationery Books and Gifts, 535 North Main, open 7 days a week.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Stadium. Shane Parker along with Ryan Parker bringing you live Bronc action here tonight as they scored 4 times here in the second quarter to blow this thing wide open, 27-0. As expected, in the second, 49 seconds left in the second quarter, Cheyenne East leading Cheyenne South 49-0. So East basically rolling south like Sheridan did a week ago. We do have a couple Sheridan County scores, Bighorn and Lovell. That's number 1 against number 3 in Class 2A. They are tied at 7 at halftime. Thermopolis leading Tongue River out in Dayton 13-7 at halftime. James Timberlake will have the Powderhorn halftime show coming your way here in just seconds, and he will bring you up to date on all the scores as we get ready to go. So this time Greer does boot it through the back of the end zone. It will be a touchback. We'll see if the Bolts decide to try to do anything with this with 42 seconds left.
And Thunder does still have 2 timeouts, too.
Looks like Laramie's leading Kelly Walsh 10-0 at halftime. And that game is being played in Laramie. So Laramie leading K-Dub 10-0 at the half. We'll try to get some more scores for you as we get near halftime. And the offense comes out, and they aren't in victory formation, so they are going to run some plays here. They do have a couple of timeouts. Hudson straight up the middle, runs into Keegan Rager. And Hudson runs for about 5 or 6 yards on first down, bring up second down, under 30 seconds to go now here in the half. 2 timeouts left here in the half for the Bolts. Hudson calls for the ball, and the give is to Coombe, and Coomb's going nowhere. He's going to be dropped for a loss back inside the 25 to about the 24. And I think Thunder Basin's just going to let the clock run out.
That was a nice job by Braxton Crow to just stay at home. He didn't bite on that play action.
And that will do it. It is halftime here from Homer Scott Field. Your Sheridan Broncs leading the Thunder Basin Bolts 27-0 on the range scoreboard. When we come back, James Timberlake will take the controls, and he will have the Powderhorn Halftime Show. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWIO and 106.9 FM.
No shirt, no shoes, no problem. Online banking is fast and convenient with Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union. If you have a smartphone, you can do your banking from anywhere, including remote deposit. Just take a picture of your check and send it. It's that easy. And you'll instantly have access to the first $200 available, and the rest shortly thereafter. Yep, banking is that easy with remote deposit at Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Ready to hit the court? Sign up now for women's volleyball leagues with the Sheridan Rec District. There are competitive and leisure leagues available. Also, you can sign up your own team or sign up as an individual and be placed with a team. Learn more and register online at SheridanRecreation.com under the Programs tab, or call 307-674-6421 or stop by the Sheridan Rec District office at Thornrider Park. Join the fun. Sign up for women's volleyball as a team or an individual.
Don't miss an unforgettable night of music featuring beloved operatic arias, timeless Broadway favorites, and the Great American Songbook. Join us Friday, September 12th at 7 p.m. in Kennison Hall at Sheridan College's Whitney Center for the Arts. Songs will be performed by Opera Wyoming and feature local artists. Tickets range from $10 to $30. Buy them online at sheridan.edu/arts or call the Whitney Center box office at 675-0360. Opera Wyoming, where Wyoming meets Broadway. September 12th at Sheridan College.
It's time for the Powderhorn Halftime Show with James Timberlake. James will be back with scores from around the state, upcoming Sheridan County sporting activities, and what's happening with your Wyoming Cowboys and Denver Broncos after this. From your halftime show sponsor, the Powderhorn.
Celebrating 30 years of excellence, the Powderhorn Golf Community is Wyoming's premier golf destination. It all began with Homer Scott's visionary plan, creating an award-winning 27 holes of championship golf, a clubhouse filled with camaraderie, and a community like no other. Here, every view is a masterpiece, and every day feels like a getaway. Discover world-class golf, stunning homes, and join the vibrant community and club. Live where you play. Visit thepowderhorn.com today.
I'm Doug Hockett with Stiefel Investments, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Powderhorn Halftime Show. We've hit the halfway point up at Homer Scott Field between the Sheridan Broncs and the Thunder Basin Bolts. The Broncs still currently riding their 43-game win streak, and right now they're leading the Bolts 27-0. Good evening. Welcome to, like I said, Powderhorn Halftime Show. I'm your host, James Timberlake. Coming up, we're going to get a look at the local sports schedule for this weekend, then we'll flip over to the regional schedule of things with a look at Week 2 for the Wyoming Cowboys and Week 1 for the Denver Broncos. But first, let's get a look at the football scoreboard from across the state, starting off with the 4A, the other Gillette team. Campbell County is at home. They're taking on Cheyenne Central right now, and that one is still scoreless as they're approaching halftime as well, 0-0 over there. Cheyenne East is staying close to home, welcoming in Cheyenne South. East is winning that one handily right now, 49-0. Laramie is at home, welcoming in Kelly Walsh, and Laramie is leading that one 10-0 heading into the halftime break. And concluding the 4A action this evening with the late game of the night, Natrona County as at home, and they're taking on Rock Springs. That one is just about to kick off, probably just kicked off a couple minutes ago. So they just started, so still scoreless on the books in that one. In local 2A action, in a rematch of one of last year's 2A semifinals, Bighorn is welcoming in Lovell. Bighorn won that semifinal game last season, and right now the Rams are tied with the Mustangs 7-7, and that one, they're getting to the end of halftime in that one. They're in the halfway break as well. And also in 2A action, the Tongue River Eagles are at home taking on Thermopolis. Thermopolis shut out Tongue River in the matchup last season, Right now, the Eagles are trailing in that matchup 13-7, so they did get points on the board. That's an improvement from a season ago. Flipping over to the rest of the local sports schedule, starting things off with tennis. They have a packed schedule for the weekend. They were on the road taking on Cheyenne South and Torrington. They'll be on the road again taking on Cheyenne East and Cheyenne Central tomorrow as well. In volleyball, every local team, so Sheridan, Bighorn, and Tongue River, are all in Gillette competing in the Gillette Invitational. All three of them played in 3 games today. Lady Broncs took on 3A Buffalo to start off the tournament. They then took on St. Thomas More from Rapid City after that, and then concluded the day with a matchup with the 3A's number 1 seed, Cody. Bighorn took on Natrona County to start their tournament off, then took on Wheatland and closed the day with a matchup with the 4A's 1 seed, Laramie. And Tongue River started their tournament off against Rapid City Central, and then took on Campbell County, and finally took on Sundance to close out the day today. Sheridan, Bighorn, and Tongue River will all play again tomorrow, but the schedule will depend on how things shook out today and all those matchups. And Kevin Coyle will keep you up to date with the scores and schedules over in the sports section on SheridanMedia.com as that one develops. The Sheridan Lady Broncs swimming and diving team will be in Casper this weekend, competing at Kelly Walsh today and then tomorrow at Natrona County. And then finally, in local golf, the Sheridan High School teams took the short trip to Buffalo and competed in the Buffalo Invitational yesterday and today. And both Tongue River and Bighorn are going to be on the road this weekend. They were both in Moorcroft today, and tomorrow both teams will be back in, still over the mountain in Lusk. That's a look at the local sports schedule for this weekend. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the regional sports schedule with the Wyoming Cowboys playing their home opener against Northern Iowa tomorrow, and then the Broncos will be opening their season taking on the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. We'll be right back with more from the Powderhorn Halftime Show right here on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM KWYO and on SheridanMedia.com. And welcome back to the Powderhorn Halftime Report. James Timberlake here. We're going to switch over to the regional schedule for this weekend now. Started things off with the Wyoming Cowboys playing in their home opener, welcoming in FCS team Northern Iowa. It will be the first game of the 2025 season for the Northern Iowa Panthers and the first game for new head coach Todd Stepsis. Coach Todd Stepsis will be ushering in a new era for Northern Iowa. He'll be replacing longtime NIU head coach Mark Farley, who had been the head coach for the Panthers since 2001 and remained there until last season when he retired after the 2024 season. 23-year run for Farley with Northern Iowa. That would be the second longest tenure in Division I FBS, 5 years longer than Nick Saban had at Alabama before he retired, 3 years longer than Mike Gundy currently at Oklahoma State and Kyle Whittingham at Utah. The only person he would have trailed would be Kirk Ferentz at Iowa. But now it's Todd Stepsis' time. Stepsis comes in from Drake, where he started a little rocky, going 13-25 over his first 4 seasons. However, in 2023 and 2024, Drake would go 16-7 combined, winning the Pioneer Football League Conference both years, reaching the FCS playoffs both years as well, and Stepsis would win the PFL's Coach of the Year both of those years as well. Northern Iowa is going to need more of that recent success, but because they have struggled in recent years post-2020, not counting the weird COVID season in 2020. From 2014 to 2021, Northern Iowa had made the FCS playoffs in 7 out of 8 seasons, but they have not made it back to the playoffs since then, going a collective 15-19 over the past 3 seasons, including an abysmal 3-9 season last season. Every FCS school wants to pull off the big David versus Goliath upset. That is the FCS over the FBS school, and it's seemingly kind of random occurrence depending on the season. For example, there were 8 total FCS over FBS upsets in the 2022 season. However, in 2023, there were just 4. In 2021, there were an astonishing 12 FCS upsets over FBS teams, including a couple close to home. Montana pulled off a big upset over 20th-ranked Washington in 2021, and South Dakota State beat Colorado State. But just 2 seasons before that, in 2019, there were just 3 FCS over FBS upsets. Northern Iowa has pulled off the coveted cross-division upset before. In fact, it was 9 years ago this week they pulled it off, beating Iowa State on the road. That was back in 2016, 25-20. Wyoming has unfortunately been recently familiar with this phenomenon when they lost to Idaho last year at home, 17-13. The Cowboys are hoping to avoid that occurrence again this season, obviously, while Northern Iowa is looking to jumpstart the fresh direction of the program under new head coach Todd Stepsis, and there would be no better way to do it than slaying an FBS school to start the tenure and the season for them. We'll have all the action live for you between the Wyoming Cowboys and Northern Iowa Panthers tomorrow afternoon on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM KWYO, with pregame set for 1 p.m. and kickoff scheduled for 2 p.m. The Denver Broncos will start their regular season up on Sunday at home as well, welcoming in the Tennessee Titans. We previewed the overall season last weekend for the Broncos, so we'll focus more on this specific game this week and what to expect from the Titans in this matchup. Titans fans are hoping this week will be the beginning of a new era for them as well. Last year, the Titans tied with the Browns and Giants for the worst record in the league and won the tiebreaker for the first overall pick in the NFL draft. And with that pick, they took who they're hoping will become the new face of the franchise for years to come, quarterback Cam Ward. Ward is coming off an incredible season at Miami where he threw for 39 touchdowns to 7 interceptions and over 4,300 yards. He also finished with a staggering 10.5 yards per attempt and 14.1 yards per completion. That means every time he threw the football and completed a pass, he averaged nearly 15 yards per catch. A first down plus 5 yards, essentially, an astonishing number. He also finished fourth in Heisman voting by season's end, and Miami just missed out on making the college football playoff as well. Cam Ward will more than likely be an immediate upgrade right out of the gate for what they had a season ago for the Titans at quarterback position with Will Levis and Mason Rudolph. They both really struggled at QB for the Titans. The Titans finished dead last season, or second to worst in EPA per play when they were throwing the football. They were ranked 27th in yards per pass yards per game, and also had the 6th highest sack rate in the league. In order to help Ward out a little bit on the outside, the Titans brought in veteran wide receiver Tyler Lockett from Seattle to pair with Calvin Ridley. If the passing game does open up a little bit more for the Titans, it should help clear a path for the run game that held up relatively well last season, especially given the fact that there was absolutely no threat through the air. Tony Pollard, their lead running back, had a little bit of a resurgence last season after struggling to create a lot of big plays on the ground in 2023, and he is a solid receiving option out of the backfield for Ward to be able to dump it off to as well. On the defensive side for the Titans, it was a bit of an enigma. If you were to look up the average yards per game allowed last season, you'd see the Titans were the second best in the NFL in total yards allowed per game, but everything around that stat tells a much different story. So they were second best in yards allowed per game last season, but everything else around it doesn't make it seem like that. They gave up the 6th most touchdowns, they allowed the 7th highest rush yards per game, they had the 2nd lowest pressure rate, and ranked 24th in sack percentage. So How is it possible they allowed the second least yards per game in the NFL, ahead of the Broncos, ahead of the Chiefs, ahead of the Texans, and only behind the Eagles? Well, it circles back to the offense as well as special teams. The Titans turned the ball over more than any other team last year, and some of those turnovers ended up being either a touchdown by the opposing defense or put the opposing team in solid field position to start their drive. The special teams is also really bad at flipping the field, finishing with the third lowest net yards per punt and the highest number of return yards allowed by the opposing punt returner. That big mix allowed opposing teams to start in great field position, which in turn makes it look like the Titans weren't giving up that many yards on defense, which they weren't, but that didn't mean opposing offenses weren't succeeding against them. It just meant that the opposing offenses had less field to have to make up in order to succeed. And that's why you have to look at the full picture when it comes to looking at matchups like these ones. Last year, the Broncos defense would be foaming at the mouth for this matchup. Every defensive player dreams causing a turnover, taking it back to the house, and doing the touchdown celebration they've all had in the back of their head since their rookie season, since they first came into the league. But this Titans team is a little bit different, with a guy at the helm in Cam Ward that is looking to avoid the same turnover-happy style that plagued them a year ago. The Broncos can still be the team that gives Ward his, quote, welcome to the league moment that every former rookie can recount, and the Broncos D is probably still foaming at the mouth at that prospect as well. We'll have the action live for you between the Titans and the Broncos on Sunday on Fox Sports 106.3 FM, with pregame set for noon and kickoff set for 2 p.m. in that one. They're getting ready to start things up in the second half over at Homer Scott Field between the Broncs and the Bolts, so we're going to send it back out to Shane and Ryan Parker for kickoff. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. I've been your host, James Timberlake, and you have been listening to the Powder Horn Halftime Report presented by the Powder Horn. I've been your host, James Timberlake.
Sheridan.edu/arts, or call the Whitney Center box office at 675-0360. Opera Wyoming, where Wyoming meets Broadway, September 12th at Sheridan College.
Looking to get rewarded just for spending? With our You Choose debit cards reward program, you can earn points every time you swipe. Redeem your points for cash back, gift cards, travel, and more. It's your money. It pays to spend smarter. Enroll today and make your debit card work as hard as you do. Visit Security State Bank today and start earning with You Choose rewards at no cost to you. Security State Bank, small enough to listen, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Don't miss an unforgettable night of music featuring beloved operatic arias, timeless Broadway favorites, and the Great American Songbook. Join us Friday, September 12th at 7 p.m. in Kennison Hall at Sheridan College's Whitney Center for the Arts. Songs will be performed by Opera Wyoming and feature local artists. Tickets range from $10 to $30. Buy them online at sheridan.edu/arts or call the Whitney Center box office at 675-0360. Opera Wyoming, where Wyoming meets Broadway, September 12th at Sheridan College.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. Shane Parker alongside as we get ready for half number 2, as the Broncs score 4 touchdowns all in the second quarter after a 0-0 juggernaut in that first quarter. The Broncs broke things open at the 9:23 mark as Beck Haswell scored from 7 yards out on a wildcat play. And Greer then kicked the extra point for the 7-0 lead. At 5:19 left in the first half, Coach Mowry dug into his bag of tricks and had a little bit of a trick play. Torrey Phillips, the backup quarterback, ran in as a wide receiver. They threw a backwards pass to him from Andrew Adams, and Phillips threw a 67-yard touchdown pass to Gage Rogers. The kick was good, and the Broncs led 14-0. With 2:50 left in the first half, after a nice job by the Broncs getting the ball back, a first play from scrimmage, Andrew Adams hit Breck Reed on a 40-yard pass play. Greer's kick was good, and the Broncs led 21-0. And then the Broncs got the ball back again with 40 and scored again with 42.8 seconds left in the first half. A 16-yard screen pass from Andrew Adams to William Greer. The extra point was no good this time, and As we go to the third quarter, it's the Broncs 27 and Thunder Basin 0. William Greer has the ball teed up, and he is ready to get this second half underway. And Ryan, this time there's no breeze now blowing up here at Homer Scott Field, and we'll see if William can get the ball all the way into the end zone here.
He did a nice job in the first half. Gave up one return, maybe?
Yep, one return.
So.
And he does boot this one. It looks like it will come up a little short as well.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's going to be Coombe from about the 10-yard line. Breaks a tackle at the 20. Breaks it outside. Across the 30. Going to be wrestled down at about the 33 or 34-yard line. So a good return by Xander Coombe. And Thunder Basin will bring out their offense.
Gosh, both times that he hasn't gotten it into the end zone, they've gotten a nice return and get to start with great field position.
Yep. So the defense comes out for the Broncs. Dom DeStefano with a big interception in that first half. They also did stop Thunder Basin's first drive. They had driven the ball all the way from the 3-yard line down to about the Bronc 20 before a fumble occurred, and the Broncs took advantage of that as well. Hudson will give it off to Coombe, and he's going to be no gain, a loss of 2 on the play. Brady Hartman, Keegan Rager, the first guys there. Oh, and Haswell also in there on that tackle as well. So a loss of 2 on the play. Second down and 12. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side for the Bolts. Hudson, he's going to roll to the near side. Look downfield, has a man at midfield, and it's going to be caught. Boy, somebody missed their assignment because Sig Powell didn't have anyone within 10 yards of him at midfield, and he had to lay out for it, but he caught the ball at midfield.
Yeah, you don't see that from the Broncs very often where someone misses an assignment like that, but it's going to happen occasionally.
This time Coombe goes in motion. They're going to swing it out to him, and an aggressive play by the defense, missed a man, and another gain of about 10 yards, maybe 11, into the Bronc territory, and Thunder Basin's eating up yards in big bunches.
Big chunk plays to start this second half.
So a gain of 11 on that first down play as the little running back, little flare pass to the running back garners another 11 yards. This time, Taven Young goes in motion. Now he'll come back across the formation, and Whip will set up on the far side. Hudson, he'll give it to Coombe. Coombe into the second level and wrestled down there by the linebacker, Rager. That'll be about a 3-yard gain down to the Bronc 36-yard line. And Thunder Basin wants to go quickly. Coombe and Whip in the backfield with Hudson. 3 receivers in the formation, 2 to the near side, and the give again. Actually, they pull it, and it's Taven Young down the seam. He's across the 20. He's headed towards the end zone and knocked out of bounds at about the 2 or 1 yard line.
Yeah, I think he's just short.
So they're going to spot him right about the 1 yard line. Another missed tackle by the Broncs sets up Thunder Basin. 1st and goal at the 1.
Boy, and he was wide open in the middle of the field.
Some missed assignments in the secondary for the Broncs. And now Hudson again in the gun. And he'll give to Coombe. Coombe. Actually, Hudson's going to go straight ahead. He'll keep it, and he's in for the Thunder Basin touchdown. Thunder Basin on the board on their opening drive of the second half. 9:47 remaining here in the third quarter.
Man, Thunder couldn't have scripted that possession any better.
Wow. Right down Sheridan's
right down
throat
the field
on the first drive of the second half.
But it all started with great field position. So.
And now the place kicker, Diego Beza, will come on. Actually, number 3 is out there. Garrett Brewer is on to place kick, and this one is going to be up and just barely got over the crossbar, but it is good. So Brewer's kick is good. With 9:47 remaining in the third quarter, it's Sheridan 27, Thunder Basin 7. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO at 106.9 FM.
Introducing Transfer the Cents from Security State Bank, the easiest way to save without thinking about it. Every time you use your debit card, we round up your purchase to the nearest dollar and move the change into an account of your choosing, free of charge. It's automatic, effortless, and adds up fast. Start saving with every swipe. Ask about Transfer the Cents today. Security State Bank, small enough to listen, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. The Broncs laid down a little bit there on the first drive of the second half. The defense not nearly as stingy to start the second half. We'll see what the offense can do here.
Well, the offense kind of had their way with Thunder in the second quarter, so we'll see if they can continue that.
Rogers and I think it's Rudy Green back deep for the Broncs. I think they're going to move Breck Reed up a little bit. See one of the upbacks this time? Yeah, so Breck Reed is one of the upbacks because they're not kicking it deep. And it looks like...
And you've got William Greer as an upback too.
Yep. So Brewer now puts the ball on the tee for Thunder Basin. And they're going to boot it away, but it'll be Rogers. Rogers is going to fake the give to Green. Rogers finds a seam at the 25, hits a tackler and dropped it about the 33-yard line.
Way to stay at home for number 25.
But a good return for the Broncs. Out across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So they'll start with the exact same field position Thunder Basin started on the last drive. With 9:39 remaining here in the half. No time ticked off the clock there. The touchdown was scored with 9:37 left. Huh. Oh well. 1st and 10 for the Broncs. Adams fakes the give. Now finds Rogers. Rogers catches it across the 35 to maybe the 37-yard line. Give him maybe 4 yards there on first down.
Boy, that defender looked like he almost could have jumped that pass. He was right there. But good job by the Broncs of picking up a few yards.
So a first 4 yards on first down for the Broncs. Bring up 2nd down and 6. Keegan Rager in the backfield. 4 receivers in this formation. And the give is to Rager. Rager, he's across the 40, now to midfield and dropped right there. They're going to give him the midfield stripe. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Broncs. Just a quick burst of speed there by Keegan Rager. Once he hit the second level, boy, he really turned it on.
Right. He was patient enough, just got through that initial line, and it opened up for him for a little bit.
So 1st and 10 for the Broncs. A shoestring tackle brought him down at midfield. But Adams will send 3 receivers to the far side, and he'll look for the flare, gives it to Reed. Reed then drops the ball. He got back on it, but it's going to be a big loss for the Broncs. All the way back to about the 41 or 42-yard line. Reed trying to make something happen, lost control of the ball after he made the catch. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 18 now for the Broncs. Wow.
Don't see that happen very often from a Breck Reed.
No, he's really has great hands.
Right.
Now the offense gets set. Rager. They'll send Rudy Green in motion across the formation. This time, Adams is going to roll to the near side. The blitz is picked up, finds a man, and it's off of a Sheridan defender and off the hands of a Bolts defender and incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and long now for the Broncs. Off the hands of Rudy Green and then off the hands of one of the Bolts defenders. Almost intercepted. With 7:51 left here in the 3rd quarter, the Broncs offense sputtering just a little bit here to start the 3rd quarter. 3rd and we'll call it 18 for the Broncs. From their own 42, Rager in the backfield along with Adams. They'll send Rogers to the far side and put 3 receivers here to the near side. And send Haswell in motion across the formation. And they give it to Rager. Rager runs into the teeth of the defense along the far side. He's going to pick up 4 or 5 yards, but it's not going to be nearly enough. And the Broncs are going to pump the ball away. So Rager picks up. We'll give him 4 yards on the play. It'll bring up 4th and 14. From the Bronc 46-yard line. And Breck Reed will drop back into punt formation. Breck with the rugby style. He'll let this one fly, and it's a good one. And it will be caught at about the 19, 18-yard line. Let's see. It was not a fair catch, but, boy, almost dangerous. I think they're going to spot the ball right at the 20-yard line.
Pretty good punt by Breck Reed.
7:05 remaining here in the third quarter. And Thunder Basin will come out for their second offensive drive of the quarter. 27-7. Broncs with the lead here in their home opener. Next week, a big one here at Sheridan High School as Natrona County will come to town. The big bad orange and black will come visiting Homer Scott Stadium. Wide receiver screen to whip to the near side, down the sideline. He's out in the open, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. A big play.
Boy, Sheridan has given up chunk plays here in this third quarter.
23 yards on first down for Thunder Basin, and they're on the move again. The Broncs defense is on their heels. Hadley, Hudson with the keep. He'll be hit right at the line of scrimmage and fall forward. He's going to gain a couple, maybe out to the 46-yard line, 45. See where they spot the ball. Just across the 45. We'll call it a gain of 3, second down and 7. Hudson, again with Coombe in the backfield. The offensive line a little more bullish this time. And again, they find a wide open receiver. That's going to be Sig Powell. That's going to be enough for a Thunder Basin first down. Some scores coming in from other parts of the state. Bighorn had a pick 6. They were up 14-7 in the third quarter. And then Lovell scored and got the 2-point conversion. They lead Bighorn 15-14 in the third. Thermopolis leading Tongue River 15-7. Hudson drops straight back, looking downfield, nothing there. And he's going to be grabbed. Now he eludes one guy. Now he's on the run. And he'll run right into, I think that's Sladen Bodanovic. Yes, Sladen comes up, makes the tackle. It'll be second down and about 6 after a 4-yard gain for Hadley Hudson.
Boy, that quarterback had all kinds of time, and then finally there was no coverage, so he just took off and ran it and came up with a pretty big play.
Really good coverage that time by the Broncs. 4 receivers in the formation. Hudson again drops back to pass, has a man. That's going to be the receiver, Taven Young, along the far side. No, Blake Edwards out there. That's another Thunder Basin first down. They're down to the Broncs 30-yard line.
This no-huddle offense is working for them.
Yep, the Broncs they're going to have to get people off the field, and Broncs had too many people on the field. And that's going to be a free 5 for Thunder Basin. And the Broncs might have to call a timeout and get some guys a quick blow here, because Thunder's no-huddle offense has just wore down this Bronc defense.
And you can see the confidence building within Thunder Basin.
Absolutely. So they will, let's see if they take the player, if they're going to move. I think they, illegal substitution by the Broncs. That's 5 more yards. And so it'll remain first down. They'll step it off, and it'll just be a remaining first down and 5. From the Bronc 25-yard line. So the Bronc defense on their heels. Hudson sends a man in motion, drops straight back, and he's blasted.
Boy.
The ball did the ball come loose?
No, but that was Braxton Crow.
Keegan Rager.
Oh, was that Rager?
Rager just demolished Hadley Hudson.
Boy, well, he pick your poison because Haswell was coming from the other side.
That's a loss of 4.
Boy, no one touched Keegan Rager on that except Hadley Hudson.
So Hudson, they haven't been too keen on running the ball. It's been all pass here in the second half. And again, he's going to drop back, roll to the near side, has a man wide open. That's Young again, and he'll be out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Boy, the receivers are just running free for Thunder Basin. They're doing a good job of mixing things up. 4 and 5 receivers in the formation. So 3rd and 5 now for the Bolts. 3 receivers to the far side. They will line up, whip in the backfield, and bring a receiver to the near side. This time, Taven Young all alone, breaks a tackle, falls forward, is going to have enough for the first down. Boy, the Broncs could have forced maybe a field goal attempt.
Right.
Or a short 4th down play, but Taven Young gets where he needs inside the Bronc 20.
Thunder Basin's doing a great job of just taking what the Broncs are giving them.
Well, yeah, no one came up to cover that receiver. Now the Broncs jump offside. Haswell again.
Wow.
Jumps offside. He was ready to go.
I think the Broncs are taking a timeout.
And yeah, the Broncs are going to call
Coach
a
Mallory
timeout.
has seen enough of this.
Well, the Broncs, they didn't have to play in the second half last week.
Right.
Now we're seeing the conditioning.
Well,
Thunder Basin is just rolling.
And you've heard Coach Mallory talk about this, where we have to be able to play 4 quarters.
And so Mallory calls a timeout, gathers the defense, and says, come on, boys.
He'll get them right.
This is where it's time to dig deep, but give credit to Thunder.
Yeah.
They are doing everything they need to. And it's working well here, especially in the third quarter. Turnovers in the first half really hurt the Bolts. And the Broncs took full advantage to score 27 points in that first half. But Thunder Basin marched right down the field on their first drive of the second half and punched it into the end zone. And they are driving here after forcing Sheridan to a 3-and-out.
Yeah, Sheridan's had 1 possession this third quarter.
Yep, 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Thunder's doing a nice job of controlling the clock and holding on to that possession.
It'll be 1st down and 5 from the Bronc 15-yard line. So the Bolts break the huddle. And the Bolts are going to come out with trips to the near side. That's going to be Langley, Young, and Powell to the near side. Edwards all alone on the far side. That's the short side of the field. They're going to bring Young in motion. Hudson looks, no one there, has a man in the end zone, and it's incomplete. Boy, Taven Young had his hands on it. River Osborne came across and made a little bit of a hit on Young, and the ball falls incomplete. It's going to be 2nd down and 5. A good ball delivered by Hudson. Better defense by the Broncs after the timeout.
Yeah, he still was fairly open, but Osborne made a nice play.
The ball, he led Young a little bit too much. Hudson this time. He's got a man. It's Edwards. Edwards is going to fall down at the 10, but I think it's going to be enough for a 1st down. It'll be first. Are they going to say short? Let's see. It's going to be close. I think they're going to give him the 1st down. It will be 1st and goal Bolts inside the Bronc 10-yard line with 3:40 to go here in the third quarter. Thunder Basin punches one in here. They're right back in this ball game. The clock winds. Hudson with whip in the backfield. And we've got movement.
Yep, number 50.
The offensive lineman moved.
That right tackle.
Yeah, that'll make it 1st and goal now from the 15 on the false start. Sam Hill with the movement on that offensive line. Hudson looks to the sideline. Coach Bakula over there motioning in the signals. 2x2 the receivers with Whip in the backfield. The Broncs look to blitz, and they hand it off to Whip. Then they stop him in the backfield. And it looks like Whip might dive forward for a couple, but a good initial hit there. I think Osborne was the first guy in on the tackle along with Hartman. It'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 15. So no gain on the play. Hudson drops back, has a man at the 2. It's tipped and almost intercepted in the end zone. River Osborne and Rudy Green both there. I think the ball was off the receiver's hands. Noah Newman was also close for the Broncs. So 3:01 to go here in the third, and it'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 15 for the Bolts. Thunder Basin looking for their 2nd score of the second half. And they're going to bring Taven Young to the near side of the field along with Sig Powell. Whip will be in the backfield along with Hudson, 2 receivers to the far side. Hudson fakes the give, has a man down the seam, and it's tipped out of there. Is that Keegan Rager from his linebacker spot? Got a hand on it, knocked that ball loose, or knocked the ball away. It was Keegan.
Yep.
Right down the seam. He just put his hand out.
He did.
And tipped that ball away. The receiver was open in the end zone. And that'll bring up 4th and goal from the 15. Let's see what Thunder Basin decides to do.
Oh, I think you got to go for it.
With 2:56 to go here in the third, they've got to put one in the end zone. Same formation as before. Hudson. Now a timeout's going to be called. Thunder Basin wants to talk it over. We'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
If you have employees coming to stay for an extended time in Sheridan, make them feel at home with a room at the Candlewood Suites. These extended stay rooms feature fully equipped kitchens, including a microwave, full-sized refrigerator, dishwasher, stovetop, even pots and pans, and free guest laundry. Did I mention the outstanding view of the Bighorns? Book your reservation with the Candlewood Suites and relax knowing they'll have more than just a room. They'll feel right at home. Call 307-675-2100.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Sheridan High School. Bronc football here on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM. Shane and Ryan Parker bringing you all the live action. Also available to watch live at SheridanMedia.com. Thunder Basin will have it 4th and goal from the Bronc 15-yard line. 2:56 remaining here in the third quarter. Sheridan leading Thunder Basin 27-7. 4 receivers in the formation, 2 to each side. They're going to bring Young in motion. And the ball is intercepted. It's going to be
Gage
Rogers at the 1. He's down the near sideline at the 30, the 40, and run out of bounds inside Bolt territory. The ball was off the receiver's hands at the 3-yard line, straight up in the air, and Rogers corralled it at about the 1. And there's a flag down at about the 12-yard line. Let's see if there's a block in the back there and if it will come back. But Sheridan will, I think it will be Sheridan possession, unless the flag was before the pass play. I don't know when the flag was thrown. But the officials are talking it over at this point. Now they're going to go talk to Thunder Basin. So is it a penalty? There's 2 flags. There's one laying at the 16-yard line on the far side and one laying at the 12-yard on the near side. So let's see what the call is. A face mask on Sheridan declined. Personal foul on Sheridan. Replay 4th down.
I'm really confused.
But the ball will be moved to the 7-yard line.
I don't understand that call.
Well, Maury's not, they haven't even come over and talked to the Sheridan coaches at all.
Jeff's trying to get that referee's attention.
So it'll be 4th and goal now from the 8-yard line. Now the ball's going to be at the 7, it looks like. The down marker's wrong. So 4th and goal now from the 7 after a penalty on the Broncs. And the Broncs look like they're coming. They rush, and they have a man, Taven Young, touchdown. Boy, give Hadley Hudson a lot of credit. He stood in that pocket and let that ball go just before he got blasted. Taven Young broke open and caught it at the 1 and just took a step into the end zone. And Thunder Basin's back in the end zone with 2:37 left here in the third quarter.
Yep, let's see what these young Broncs are made of.
Taven Young with the touchdown from 7 yards out. Kick is up, and the kick is no good. So with 2:37 remaining here in the third, it's the Broncs 27, Thunder Basin 13. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Is your AC working? But only kind of. Well, it's time to call Carl's Heating and Air Conditioning. He'll cool your house faster than you can say, "Why is the dog lying on the tile again?" But hey, Carl doesn't just battle heat. He also tackles radon mitigation. Because what's worse than being hot and cranky? Breathing radioactive gas while being hot and cranky. Don't sweat it. Carl's got this. Find Carl's Heating and Air Conditioning in the Country Bounties business directory.
Hi, this is Jeff Tomlinson with Stifel Financial, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. Well, Thunder Basin has scored twice here in the third quarter, and they are right back in this ball game. The Broncs have done nothing offensively here in the second half, and it's been all Thunder Basin on the offense.
Yeah, it hasn't been a pretty quarter for the Broncs.
So third quarter struggles for Sheridan after leading 27-0 at halftime. It's now 27-13, the Broncs with a 2-score lead. Garrett Brewer comes out. He'll put the ball on the tee, and we'll see what they decide to do with the kickoffs this time. I don't know if they're ever going to kick off deep to the Broncs.
Well, and the Broncs have made a nice adjustment of moving everybody up and strategically placing some of their weapons.
So Brewer has it teed up, 2:37 to go here in the third. The Broncs are about to get the ball back. And this one is going to be pooch kicked, and it'll be Rudy Green. He'll give it to Breck Reed. Breck Reed, he'll be tackled at about the 30-yard line.
Good coverage by Thunder.
Good coverage by Thunder. So the Broncs will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. The offense will come out. And the receiving core coming out. Actually, they're going to put 2 backs in the backfield, it looks like. Actually, 3. Haven't seen this formation yet tonight. Just 2 receivers in the formation. Adams, he's going to take it himself right up the middle. He'll gain 5, almost 10. Give him 9 yards on the carry. Straight ahead run by the quarterback, Andrew Adams. Maybe we'll give him 8 yards on the carry. Out to the 38-yard. Oh, was that Haswell?
That was Hazzy.
Okay, so Haswell took the Wildcat direct snap. Now Andrew Adams back in. Haswell fighting forward for 8 yards. Actually, they did mark it at the 40, or the 39. So we'll give him 9 yards, 2nd down and 1. Same formation this time, just with a different snap receiver, Adams. This time he's going to give it off to Rager. Rager, he's going to have enough for the Bronc first down. Out across the 40 to the 41, but just 2 yards on the carry. As we tick 1:48 to go here in the third. Breck Reed, Rudy Green, and Josh Freed to the far side. Rogers, the receiver, to the near side. That's the short side of the field with Rager in the backfield. Now the Broncs look to the sideline. They reset. 1st and 10 for the Broncs. Adams calls for the ball, fakes the give to Rager, and he's going to try to get outside. Nothing there. Adams is going to be swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. And a loss all the way back to the 39-yard line. It's going to be a loss of about 2 yards. And the Bronc offense goes backwards on that first down play. 2nd down and 11. Look, Adams with 4 receivers now in the formation with Rager to his right side. Thunder Basin gaining more and more confidence with each play. This time the give is to Rager. Rager breaks a tackle. He's at midfield. And it's just grabbed by the shoelaces. He's going to have enough for the first down. That's about a 14-yard pickup out to the the Thunder Basin 46-yard line. Nice run by Keegan Rager. Great blocking up front by the offensive line.
Gage Gill in on the tackle for the Bolts.
So now the Broncs will work in Thunder Basin territory. The ball spotted at the Bolts 46-yard line as we go under 10 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Breck Reed in motion. The snap. The give to Rager again. He's into the secondary again, and he'll have about 8 or 9 more yards as the quarter comes to an end. We're 3 complete quarters. It's the Broncs 27, Thunder Basin 13. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Doug, we really got to stop meeting like this.
Let me guess, mailbox again?
This time it was a decorative boulder. I swear it rolled into my car.
Bob the Waring Chevrolet Body Shop has you covered. Dents, stings, bumpers, bruises. We've seen a lot worse. Remember the guy who tried to wax his car with cooking spray?
Okay, I feel better now.
Our crew will fix it right, match the paint perfectly. It's what we do.
Waring Chevrolet Body Shop, fast, friendly, fully prepared for whatever you run into. 107 East Alger, WaringSheridan.com.
This is Kent Sherwood with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Well, Ryan, the Bronc offense looks a little better here on this drive. They're handing the ball off, and they're running it right down the throat of that Thunder Basin defense.
Yeah, I mean, Thunder Basin dominated that third quarter, though. So let's see if the Broncs can get it together and kind of take some time off this clock here in the fourth.
Cheyenne East leading Cheyenne South 66-0. That's the last score update we got there. See if we can get you some more scores. That last time we were updated, end of the third quarter, Lovell was leading Bighorn 15-14. So we'll try to get you more scores as they come in throughout the evening here. 27-13, Broncs with the lead as we go to the fourth quarter. It's going to be 2nd down and 1 for the Broncs after the 9-yard gain. Haswell takes the snap, tries to stretch the play out, a stiff arm, and he's going to be drugged down almost from behind. They don't call the horse collar tackle, but the Broncs do get enough for the first down. Boy, the crowd going crazy. There is a player down, a Thunder Basin player down along the sidelines. And the training staff quickly over to him. It will be a Bronc first down at the Bolts 33-yard line. Haswell got grabbed inside the shoulder pads on the back. The hand did slip off.
But he never really did get pulled.
Yeah, he didn't get pulled back.
I think his momentum, he didn't get pulled back. It probably looked worse from where we're at than what it was. But hopefully this young man's all right for Thunder Basin.
Both teams huddle up. And again, don't forget, next Friday night we will have more Bronc football for you coming your way. just did get an update in the fourth quarter. Thermopolis leading Tongue River out in Dayton 22-7. But the Broncs and the Natrona County Mustangs next Friday night right here from Homer Scott Field will bring you all the action. Don't forget the Wyoming Cowboys with their home opener tomorrow, 2 o'clock against the Northern Iowa Panthers. Should be a fun one.
Yeah, weather should be nice.
It's supposed to be like 73 degrees at kickoff in Laramie. That's very doable in Laramie.
Absolutely.
We'll take that all day long. So the young man, it was Taven Young who was injured on the play. He was able to get up and walk off under his own power. And so the Bolts will come. They'll bring their defense back out. The Bronx offense back out on the field. Adams. And the give is to Rager. Rager into the secondary again. Dives forward across the 30 to the 28-yard line. He's picking up 5, 6, 7 yards at a time, Ryan.
Yeah, that's great yardage on first down.
Just running hard behind that offensive line.
And we were talking during the commercial break that this is where last week Thunder got exposed.
Yep.
They were down 7 going to start the fourth quarter, and they lost by
37 to 14.
37-14 to Natrona. And all Natrona did was run it up the middle.
Yep.
So we'll see if the Broncs can do the same.
That's what the Broncs are doing now. The left side of that Bronc offensive line moving guys back. And the give again is to Rager. Rager breaks a tackle. Well, and then, just got a shoestring grab at about the 31, and then he's pushed back. So it's going to bring up 3rd and a couple for the Broncs. The ball will be at about the 26, 27-yard line.
Right on the 26.
So they've got to reach.
It's 3rd and 3.
They've got to reach the 23. So it's 3rd down and 3. Adams. Going to be flared out and incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down for the Broncs as they were looking for Haswell.
A little bit of pressure there.
The ball was low. And now it's 4th down, and the Bronc coaching staff has a decision to make. And it looks like they're going to run Wildcat.
You got Braxton Crow and William Greer both coming into the game.
Bighorn gets a field goal. They go up 17-15 with 7.5 to go out in Bighorn over Level. The Wildcat, it's Haswell. He'll have enough for the first down and more. He breaks a tackle to the 20, the 15, the 10. He stands up, and he's in for the Bronc touchdown, but there is a flag. There is a flag at about the 12 or 13-yard line, and I don't know if that's going to be on the Broncs. It came all the way from the back judge. And boy, the Bronc crowd is letting these officials have it. It looks like this is going to come back. Beck Haswell with a great run after the catch. It's going to be a block in the back. A block in the back on the Broncs. Let's see where they mark that off from. Because it still could, is it going to be close to a first down still?
Well, he just signaled first down, but well, let's wait and see where they actually spot the ball.
It is going to be a Bronc first down even after the penalty where that flag happened. Where the penalty occurred, it's still going to be enough for a Bronc first down. And so the first down comes, and the Bronc offense will stay on the field even though it's not a Bronc touchdown. Andrew Adams back out under center. Rager, the running back, 3 receivers to the far side. Adams is going to bring Brick Reed in motion. Now he stops, comes back in motion. The give to Rager. Rager bounces off a guy. He'll fall down inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. And nice, about a 7-yard run there on first down.
Gosh, that kid runs hard. I just really enjoy seeing how low he keeps himself to the ground.
Well, that's the wrestler in him.
Sure.
He likes to be low to the mat. So
yeah. But, man, Just keeps those legs moving.
He runs hard. He's had a lot of carries tonight.
He has indeed.
So the Bronc offense, second down and a short 3. Knocking on the door. Another inside give to Rager. He's going to be spun down and inside. Oh, it's going to be just short of the first down. I think it's going to be third and less than a yard at about the 14-yard line. And now Haswell will come back into the game. He may go under center as Adams comes off. It will be Haswell lined up in the Wildcat on this 3rd and 1. And the give, straight ahead. Haswell dives forward for the first down.
And that's all you need to do.
Yep, they'll mark him down at about the 11 or 12-yard line. It'll be at the 12. So first and 10 at the 12. 9:03 remaining here in the ball game. The Broncs knocking on the door. Keegan Rager's going to come off for the Broncs. And William Greer will line up in the backfield.
A well-deserved break.
With Adams. Braxton Crow will be the up back. Breck Reed, the receiver, to the outside. Gage Rogers to the near side. Adams calls for the snap. Gives the ball to Greer. Greer has a hole. He's to the 5 and knocked her down right there. Boy, good hard running.
You bet.
Haswell getting up a touch slow, but he's okay. He's probably just wore out.
Yeah, he's probably a little winded.
And now another Thunder Basin player down at about the 5-yard line.
Yeah. We're getting to the point of the game where cramping could start coming into play.
That's going to be Timer Olson, who's face down. He's trying to get up. It looks like he's going to be able to. Maybe just got the wind knocked out of him. As Greer went in to that line with a head of steam, he bowled over a couple of defenders down to the 5-yard line. It'll be second down and about 3 from the Thunder Basin 5. The ball will be right at the 5-yard line. So 8:24 remaining here in the the fourth quarter. Broncs leading by 14, 27-13. Sheridan got all 27 points in the second quarter. Thunder Basin got both scores that they've had in the third quarter. And the Broncs are knocking on the door here in the fourth. Rager will be in the backfield. Braxton Crow lined up in the backfield as well. Gage Rogers to the near side, 2 receivers to the far side. The give is to Rager. Rager falls forward.
Where are they going to get him?
I think they'll get him to about the 3-yard line.
It's all right. Keep the clock moving, and it's only 3rd down, 3rd and 1.
It'll be 3rd and about a yard for the Broncs.
So they can get a first down without scoring.
Yep. 7:50 to go here in the ball game. Rager to the right side of Adams. And the give to Rager. And he's not, I don't know if he's going to get it. Olson, number 14, came up and made the play. He went out the play before. He was the injured Bolt. He had to come out for one play and was back in there. And now it's going to be 4th and less than a yard. And here comes Haswell. You know what's coming.
Haswell and Greer are both coming in. So pick your poison, I guess.
Well, Haswell will be the Wildcat back. And Greer will be the leading blocker for him going through the hole, I'm sure. So 4th and 1 from the 3. Haswell straight up the gut, makes one move, and he's in for the Bronc touchdown. The Broncs are back on the board. Beck Haswell from 3 yards out. And the Broncs lead 33-13. Will Greer will come on. Just a great point of attack.
Yep.
Will Greer kind of led Haswell into that hole. Haswell sidestepped one would-be defender and then dove into the end zone for the touchdown.
And good job by the line.
Yep.
You know, they won that battle at the line of scrimmage and allowed Haswell to get in.
Gave the defense a little bit of rest, too.
For sure.
Greer's kick is up, and it is good. With 7 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter, it's the Sheridan Broncs 34, Thunder Basin 13. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO, 106.9 FM.
Since 1935, First Federal Bank and Trust has been a cornerstone of Sheridan.
And to celebrate 90 years of community commitment, we're donating $90,000 to 10 nonprofit organizations in Sheridan. Each month through November, we'll honor our legacy of community support by investing in a local nonprofit.
This month, First Federal will award $9,000 to the Child Development Center.
90 years, $90,000. Community commitment at its finest. Visit efirstfederal.bank, member FDIC.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. The Broncs now lead 34-13. 7 minutes to go here in this ball game. Again, the Broncs looking for their 45th consecutive win. Greer has the ball teed up. This is the way he's kicked out of the back of the end zone most of the
Right.
night. He's kicking this way from north to south.
Yep, let's not give Thunder a short field.
So Greer has it teed up. 7 minutes to go here in the fourth. And the kick is away. And it is going to be returnable right from inside the 1 yard line. It's Edwards. Edwards runs right into the Bronc defender. That's Sladen Bodanovic. So Sladen with a great tackle out there. About
Great
the
open field tackle.
21, 22 yard line. So a good pursuit and coverage by the Bronc kickoff team. 6:43 to go as Thunder Basin will bring the offense back out. They'll start at their own 22-yard line. I'm sure they are going to be ramping up the no huddle, trying to get the Sheridan defense.
Well, it worked for him in the third quarter,
Right.
so.
I see some subs again. Noah Newman in the secondary. Dom DeStefano and Colton Phillip all in there as backups in the secondary right now. Let's see how the Broncs respond. And now we've got a flag. Is that going to be is that movement? Movement
Yep.
on the offensive
Yep.
line, I do believe, came from the umpire position. So,
And I think he pointed right at number 71, and he's dancing like, what do you mean I moved?
so a false start on Thunder Basin will back them up 5 yards. And it'll be 1st and 15 before this series really gets going for the Bolts. Hudson now brings Taven Young to the near side of the formation, and he'll put Coombe and Whip in the backfield. 3 receivers, 2 to the near side, which is the short side of the field. And they'll fake the give. Coombe breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, but then good pursuit by that Bronc defense. River Osborne coming up to make the good tackle. And Whip will get about 4 yards on the play.
Yep, they are going no huddle, so.
And now a reverse, now a pitch back, and Hudson has a man, and it's going to be overthrown just a little bit off the hands of Edwards. Also, Noah Newman back there. Good
Way to
coverage.
stay at home.
Good coverage by the Bronc defenders. That's those secondary guys.
They didn't fall for that double reverse, flea flicker, whatever you want to call that razzle dazzle, but way to stay at home.
So it'll bring up 3rd down now and 11. Hudson. Four receivers. He'll drop straight back, looking downfield, forced out of the pocket. And he'll be on the run. And will he have enough for the first down? He will. Out across the 30 to about the 34 or 35 yard line. Once he broke the original pursuit of the Bronc defense, a lot of those guys had vacated.
Yeah, he had, good coverage in the defensive backfield, but he had a heck of a lot of time to try to find somebody.
Room to run, yeah.
And then, the defense had to be aware of the receiver so he didn't throw it over the top of him. So he had a lot of green grass in front of him.
So Hudson now with one guy in the backfield, fakes the give to Coombe, drops straight back, looks down the middle, has a man, it's caught. That's going to be caught out there by Julian Langley. Langley all the way deep into Bronc territory at the 35-yard line.
Boy, that offensive line gave him 3 minutes to throw that ball, and somebody finally got open.
Hudson again flares this one out. It's going to be Young. Young breaks a tackle right at the 35, and he'll fall forward to about the 32 or 33-yard line. See where I think they may even spot it at the 31 with 5:15 to go here in the ball game. Second down and about 7. We'll call it 2nd and 6 from the 31. Hudson, 3 receivers to the near side. He'll drop straight back again. No pressure by the Broncs. He throws a corner fade, and it's overthrown. Edwards was the intended receiver.
Yeah, and he was double covered over there, so.
Noah Newman doing a good job
defense.
of coverage back there.
You bet.
Now it'll be 3rd down and about 6 or 7 for Thunder. Third down and 6. 4 receivers in the formation with Coombe lined up in the pistol. Now they're going to bring Langley across the formation. He'll flare it out, and it's caught, and a nice stick right there. Rudy Green comes up and makes the stick.
4th down.
On Julian Langley. That'll bring up 4th down and about 4. It was a 2-yard gain.
Great open field tackle by Rudy.
It'll be 4th and a long 4 here for the Bolts. 4:25 remaining here in the ballgame. Langley is going to come to the near side along with Edwards. Coombe in the backfield with Hudson. Langley goes in motion. And now a whistle. And are the Broncs going to take...
Nope.
Thunder Basin's going to call a timeout with 4:12 remaining here in the 4th. The Broncs lead 34-13 on the Reign scoreboard. You're listening to Bronc football on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
Have you downloaded the McDonald's mobile app? Well, what are you waiting for? You're missing some money-saving McDonald's deals. Plus, you'll get access to exclusive deals. You'll be able to order ahead and pass the line with mobile order and pay. Plus, when you join My McDonald's Rewards, you'll earn points on every order to redeem for free McDonald's food. So download the app and start saving time, money, and get free food. McDonald's, Sheridan, Buffalo, and Gillette.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Well, we do have a couple of finals, and before we get this next play underway, the Bighorn Rams survive the Lovell Bulldogs. Number 1 against number 3 in Class 2A. Bighorn wins that ball game 17-15.
Wow.
Out in Bighorn.
Wow, what a game.
The Tongue River Eagles take a little bit of a beating, loss on the chin there. 22-7, they lose to Thermopolis at home tonight. So the Broncs lead at 34-13. 4th down for Thunder Basin. Hudson's going to roll near the far sideline. Has a man. That's going to be enough for a first down. Is Taven Young. And Young's going to have enough for the first down just across the 25 to about the 24-yard line. Thunder Basin's drive continues.
That Hudson to Young combo tonight's been pretty good.
And just the little flare-outs.
But then Young seems to get a lot of yards after the catch.
This time it's going to be Coombe out of the backfield. He'll break a tackle and down to about the 15-yard line. Looked like a hold out there on the outside. No flag on the play. Now Hudson quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Coombe goes in motion. They throw it out there to him. It's caught. And he'll be grabbed there by Josh Freed inside the 15. It'll be a first down for Thunder Basin at about the 12-yard line. 3:35 to go in this ball game. I don't know if Thunder Basin has enough time to make it all up, but they're going to make it interesting at least.
Oh, yeah. And they do still have one timeout left.
And now Whip will move into the running back spot. 3 receivers to the near side. Hudson looking to the short side of the field, has a man wide open. Touchdown,
Wow.
Thunder Basin. Blake Edwards, he was uncovered. And Thunder Basin puts one in the end zone again. Hudson looking like the real deal at that quarterback position. Makes it 34-19 with 3:14 to go here in the fourth.
I think this has been a great test for the Broncs tonight.
Well, we knew Thunder Basin had the most experience of any 4A team coming back. 8 starters on offense and 9 on defense returning from last year's squad.
Sure.
You know, it was their first losing season ever in Thunderbolt history. They went 4-6 a year ago. This time they roll out trying to get the extra point is going to be no good as Haswell wrestles him down. And that'll leave the score 34-19. With 3:14 remaining here in the ball game, you're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWIO and 106.9 FM.
Enjoy incredible views of the mountains on 43 acres close to Buffalo. The 3-bedroom, 2-bath home has a master suite with a large walk-in closet. The kitchen has a nice center island and there are great views throughout. The well has a whole house reverse osmosis system. The property has 2 fenced pastures with a corral and ranch equipment included in the purchase. Call me, Christy Kinghorn with Buffalo Realty, ERA powered at 620-0037.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Sheridan High School. Well, the Thunderbolts, Thunder Basin Bolts, not the Thunderbolts. Hey, give them a lot of credit. They were down 27-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
They have come back. They've outplayed the Broncs here in the second half.
Yeah, they've come out in the second half and kind of played with an attitude, which is good.
And now the Bronc coaches will at least have some good tape now.
Sure. Absolutely.
This will be a great teaching moment for the secondary of the Broncs, for those linebackers that aren't getting out, maybe covering the right receiver. Receivers are running wild, wide open.
They've been exposed.
Yep.
And this coaching staff
they'll figure it out.
They'll get it figured out. Oh, yeah.
3:14 to go here in the ballgame. And let's see. They're probably going to try an onside kick here, I would imagine. They've got to get the ball back a couple of times.
Looks like the Broncs have their hands team up front.
So Brewer has it teed up. They send Olsen to the other side. It does bounce one time, and the Broncs are able to get on it at the 49-yard line. So good job by the hands team. And was that Haswell? I think it was Haswell who actually got on that ball. So the Broncs will take over inside the Bolts territory. And they're going to spot the ball at the Bolt 49-yard line. There you go.
Had to decide, 48 or 49, and he got it right.
So the offense comes back out on the field. Keegan Rager, the lone back. And the Broncs jump off sides. Both Freed and Reed, the outside receivers here to the near side, both move. And that will back them up 5 yards. So the ball now back in Bronc territory at the 46-yard line. 1st and 15 for Sheridan. The Broncs have had to play 4 quarters tonight, just a week into their season. Adams gives it off, the running back through the hole. He'll get 5 or 6 yards.
He'll get that penalty yardage back.
And that was Keegan Rager give him 6 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9. The ball back into Bolt territory at the 48.
Gosh, he has been a workhorse tonight.
Good hard running by Keegan Rager. He'll be sore. He'll need an ice bath for sure. Adams again. Now they're going to look to the sidelines, get the play in. Reed and Freed to the near side. Gage Rogers, the receiver, to the far side. William Greer lined up as the fullback. Now they'll bring Greer in motion and bring him back across. He'll be the lead blocker for Rager. Rager keeps the legs driving down to the 44-yard line, maybe just inside the 45. It'll bring up a 3rd down and about 5 for the Broncs. As we approach 2 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. The Broncs leading 34-19 on the range scoreboard. Similar score to last week for the Bolts as Natrona beat them 37-14. Under 2 minutes to play now here at Homer Scott Field. Andrew Adams, 3rd and 6 for the Broncs. Adams letting the clock tick down. Now Reed in motion. And Adams straight ahead. He'll have enough for the Bronc 1st down. Great play fake. I thought Breck Reed had the ball.
I thought he was going on an end around.
Adams pulled it at the last second, went right up the middle for 7 yards, and that's a Bronc 1st down with 1:34 remaining.
Oh, and Thunder calls it their last timeout.
Thunder Basin wants a timeout. We'll take one with them. 1:34 to go. The Broncs lead 34-19. You're listening to Bronc football here on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
At First Bank of Wyoming, you will always talk to a real person like me. Hi, my name is Dee Crawford, and our team is here to answer your questions, offer guidance, and provide personalized solutions. Because you deserve a bank that puts you first. Stop by or call us today. First Bank of Wyoming, banking made personal.
First Bank of Wyoming, division of Glacier Bank, member FDIC.
This is Patrick Johnson with Stifel Financial, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Bronc football here on KWIO. 1:34 to go. The Broncs lead this thing 34-19, and let's see if it's going to be victory formation for the Broncs as Thunder Basin is now out of timeout, so I do believe we will see the victory formation, and the Broncs will run this winning streak to 45 games. And it wasn't pretty at times tonight, but the Broncs are going to get away with this win. And maybe they're not going into victory formation. Adams will be in the gun with Rager lined up behind him. 1:34 to go, 1st and 10 from the Bolts 33-yard line. And this time they do give it to Breck Reed. Reed around the end, breaks a tackle inside the 15, the 10, the 5, and the Broncs score a touchdown. 1:25 to go. They put the nail in the coffin. Breck Reed.
He absolutely ran over somebody.
From 37 yards out.
He is so fast. But he showed a little toughness right there, too.
Absolutely.
He bowled somebody over and stepped across him and got it in the end zone.
Breck Reed with a 37-yard touchdown run. Makes it 40-19. And William Greer will come on to kick the extra point. And that is the exclamation point. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. And the kick is good. Boy, barely got over the crossbar.
Right.
But the Broncs make it 41-19 with 1:25 to go here in the ballgame. We'll be back with the finale. You're listening to Bronc football on 1410 KWIO and 106.9 FM.
Here at Camco Federal Credit Union, we strive to see our members get the reliable vehicles they need with a competitive rate. Whether you're searching for a vehicle to get you from A to B or looking for a ride to cruise around with the family, Camco has you covered. Our loan team is ready to assist you today. To apply, come into one of our branches or apply online at campcofcu.com. Camco Federal Credit Union, member NCUA and equal housing lender.
This is Terry Winnup with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Field. 1:25 remaining here in the ball game. The Bronx lead at 41-19 as Breck Reed goes in from 37 yards out to put the proverbial nail in the coffin.
You bet.
They will make it 45 consecutive wins and 1,460 days since their last loss.
That's a lot of days.
That's a lot of days. William Greer boots this one off, and it's going to be returnable from the, the 6-yard line. And it will be Coombe across the 25 and hits a wall of Bronx there and be tackled at about the 27 or 28-yard line. So Thunder Basin will have 1:17 left to see if they can move the ball down the field. No timeouts left for Thunder Basin.
You know they're going to be throwing the ball.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, they will be.
You better drop 6 back.
Well, they've done that most of the night here in the second half. They have really done a nice job throwing the ball in the second half.
Yes, they have.
So Hudson will bring his troops back to the line of scrimmage, and he'll put 4 receivers in the formation with Whip lined up in the backfield. Hudson's going to bring Langley across the formation. He'll go in motion, and we'll have Blake Edwards is wide open, gets run over by his own guy, but he'll have enough for a first down, stay in bounds, and so it'll be a first down, pickup of about 11 or 12 yards out to the Bronx, to the Bolt 38-yard line. Boy, just receivers running wide open for Thunder Basin. Hudson, again, 4 receivers. Now Hudson's going to roll to the near side, looking downfield, and it falls incomplete looking for Langley just about midfield, but let him a little too much off of Langley's hands and out of bounds. Bring up second down now with 47.8 seconds left here in the ball game. Coming up on the First Federal Bank and Trust post-game show, we'll take a look at all the scoring tonight, and we will have head coach Jeff Mowry joining us here in the press box. So stay tuned for that. We'll get his words on what he thought about tonight's ball game. This time Coombe goes in motion, and he'll take the handoff on the end around, and he'll be run out of bounds after a pretty good gain, be out of bounds just shy of the first down, I do believe. It's going to be 3rd and about 1. The ball is going to be marked right about, actually they're going to say first down.
Oh, wow.
At the Bolt 48-yard line. And now they're going to stop the clock. And this time, Hudson makes a move. He's at the 40 and going to be run out of bounds inside the Bronx 40-yard line with 30 seconds to go. Nick Mock on the tackle for the Bronx. So 30.8 seconds left here. Thunder Basin still moving the ball. And now this time Coombe going to come off the field. Langley back on with Whip in the backfield with Hudson. 3 receivers to the far side of the formation. A quick wide receiver screen play, and it's bounced into Edwards, incomplete with 28 seconds left. 2nd and 10 for Thunder. Well, the Bronx were tested. They battled, and they're going to make this thing a go. You know, they're learning as the time goes as well.
Oh, absolutely. This is a great test for them.
Absolutely. Hudson again, and he was hit almost as the ball let go, and that pass falls incomplete, and it will be 3rd down and 10 with 23 seconds left.
I think that receiver heard some footsteps and kind of alligator armed it.
Boy, the Bronc defense got to Hudson quickly.
Yeah, they did.
We'll talk to Coach Mowry about the way the receivers were able to get open tonight for Thunder Basin and what they might be able to do if they see this kind of offense again. Hudson steps up, has a man, that's Langley, right down the seam. He'll make the catch and be tackled at about the 15-yard line with 17 and a half seconds left here. Not a lot of pressure on Hudson, but they've got backups now in the ball game. The young defensive line in there. And now Whip will be he'll be dropped back. Oh, and boy, Hudson got leveled by Owen Matthews with 0.01 seconds left here on the clock. Looks like Thunder Basin's going to get one more play as there's 1 second 0.01 seconds left here on the clock. So Thunder Basin will look to go to the end zone one more time, one more offensive snap, and this ball game will be over unless there's a penalty, I guess, on the defense. So they bring a man in motion. Hudson looks to the end zone, and it's overthrown, and the ball game will end. The Sheridan Broncs win this thing 41-19. Move to 2-0 on the season. Thunder Basin falls to 0-2. But boy, that Thunder Basin team is
they're going to surprise some people.
They're an improved team over a year ago.
Correct.
Their record doesn't show it yet, 0-2, but they are improved. They made some mistakes tonight. The Broncs made some mistakes tonight, but the Broncs win this thing 41-19. They move to 2-0 on the season and continue that winning streak to 45 consecutive games. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the First Federal Bank and Trust postgame show. You are listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWYO, 106.9 and streaming live at SheridanMedia.com.
Need screen printed and embroidered items? Well, whatever you need, Kilpatrick Creations is the go-to local company for these types of items. If it's screen printed or stitched, we are the ones to help you. Give us a call first. We're here to help you and want to help you with your imprinted garment or accessory needs. We've been in the business and serving Sheridan County for over 20 years. We have the experience, talent, and selection of goods that allows us to help you promote your business, club, or event in the best, most affordable way possible. Come see Kilpatrick Creations for all your screen printed or embroidered needs.
Building or remodeling your home or commercial space can be overwhelming. With so many decisions to make, choosing the right contractor matters. At North Country Construction, we believe you deserve a team you can trust. From initial planning and site work to concrete and final touches, we handle the entire process with a decade of quality in the Sheridan area that speaks for itself. When only the best will do, call North Country Construction, 307-461-2896.
At One Health in Sheridan, everybody has access to quality health care, not just those who make a lot of money. Dedicated providers offer top-notch dental care, primary care, and behavioral health services to everyone in your family, all the way from junior to grandma. And because of our sliding fee scale, you don't have to ignore that needed checkup any longer. Learn more at onechc.org/Sheridan.
In a place where honesty and hard work define us, there's a bank that's fully invested in Wyoming. The banks of Buffalo, Gillette, and Sheridan. We understand that business owners are the backbone of our communities. And whether you run a ranch, a restaurant, or a retail store, we're here to support you with a range of account options and personalized services without all the unexpected fees. Because when your business succeeds, our communities thrive. Visit buffalofed.bank for all your business banking needs. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey moms and dads, you're teaching us stuff every day, even when you don't mean to. Pretty soon, we'll think we know everything, but at least for now, we think you do. But even we know that it's not okay to text and drive, because when you're texting, you're not driving. Pretty soon, we'll be the ones driving, and you're going to want us to be safe. But we're going to remember what you show us more than what you tell us. So put your seatbelt on and turn your cell phone off.
Paid for by YDOT.
Farmers Co-op, home of the 99-cent soda, invites you to start your day off right with that first cup of Morning Joe and a little something to go from their awesome bakery rack. Then come back for lunch. By now, I know you've heard me talk about their mouth-watering sausages, but they also have a variety of hot and cold sandwiches along with a soup of the day. They really do have it all at Farmers Co-op, 1450 Coffeen Avenue in Sheridan.
The law offices of Chapman, Valdez, and Lansing has offices in Sheridan and Casper ready to protect the freedoms and rights of the citizens of Wyoming. Michael Lansing, McCole Soto, and Wade McCool provide competent local legal counsel focused on small businesses, real estate transactions, guardianships, employee protections, and personal injury. Michael, McCole, and Wade will aggressively, timely, and ethically protect your rights 24/7. Proud to support all local youth activities.
You save, we give. Hi, this is Taylor with First Northern Bank of Wyoming. You're familiar with our Roundup program by now, but did you know that so far in 2025, we have matched nearly $20,000 that we donated to local nonprofits in our communities? This year, at the end of the third quarter, we will be giving to local organizations that help families over the holidays. If you haven't enrolled, stop by 29 North Gould Street in Sheridan to sign up today. You save, we give. It's a win for you and the community. First Northern Bank, investing in Wyoming communities since 1885. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, and MLS 402576.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to the First Federal Bank and Trust post-game show. Shane Parker with you here as we take a look at the scoring and how things went for the Broncs tonight and the Bolts. No scoring in the first quarter, Ryan. Both teams kind of feeling each other out, and both teams had to punt a couple of times, couple turnovers there for Thunder Basin, but in the second quarter, the Broncs really got it going.
Yeah, they kind of buckled down. But in that first quarter, to the Broncs' credit, they really didn't see much action last week.
Right.
So if you want to call a spade here, that was basically their first quarter of football of the season.
They had very few offensive snaps last week against South.
And so, like we said, I mean, they're still learning. Every week they're going to learn. And they came back and dominated the second quarter.
Yeah, as we take a look with 9:23 left in the second quarter, Beck Haswell had a 7-yard touchdown run out of the Wildcat formation, just a 2-play series, and William Greer kicked the extra point, and the Broncs led 7-0. The Broncs got the ball back with 5:19 left.
That could be the play of the game right there.
Torrey Phillips hit Gage Rogers on a 67-yard touchdown pass with Coach Mowry digging into his bag of tricks and throwing the little wide receivers back pass to a backup quarterback, and then he threw it the distance to Gage Rogers. The kick was good, and the Broncs led 14-0. With 2:50 left, I think it was the Broncs got the ball back, and we had a 40-yard pass play from Andrew Adams to Breck Reed. Greer's point was good, and they led 21-0. And then after an interception by Dom DeStefano, the Broncs got the ball back with 42.8 seconds left. They scored again on a 16-yard screen pass from Andrew Adams to William Greer. He ran that ball in. He was a little tired. He missed the extra point, and the Broncs led 27-0 going into halftime. In the third quarter, the Broncs did not score, but Thunder Basin, they pretty much had their way with the Broncs in the third quarter. They scored 2 times with 9:37 left in that third quarter. Hadley Hudson had a 1-yard touchdown run. Brewer's kick was good, and the Broncs led 27-7. And with 2:37 left in that third quarter, Hadley Hudson found Taven Young on a 7-yard out pass. The kick was no good, and the Broncs led 27-13 going to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Thunder controlled the time of possession in that third quarter. The Broncs had maybe 2 possessions in the third. We didn't score on either one. So Thunder did a nice job there in the third quarter.
In the fourth quarter, the Broncs got on the board on the first play of the fourth. Actually, there was a timeout. It was 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Beck Haswell on a 3-yard run out of the Wildcat, and Greer's kick was good. The Broncs led 34-13. Thunder Basin got back on the board as Hadley Hudson found Blake Edwards on a 12-yard strike all alone in the end zone. The 2-point conversion was no good, and the Broncs led 34-19. And then with 1:25 left, thought the Broncs might go into victory formation, but they did. They had that third down play, and they had to get a first down. Breck Reed went 37 yards for the touchdown. broke a couple of tackles to get into the end zone. Greer's kick was good. Final score 41-19, and the Broncs really needed that to build some momentum and get some plays and time on the field under their belt as they look forward to Natrona coming in next week.
Absolutely. I mean, they're going to get a lot of good takeaways from this game, both on the offensive side and the defensive side.
Well, they always say that you learn the most from between your first game and your second game, but I think the Broncs will learn a lot more this week just because they have some good tape now. They have they have a lot of plays they can go back, look at what did I do good, what did I do bad,
right?
What did we do here, what broke down, what can we fix here. So the coaches will break this all down. They'll be in the building at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. They'll be going over film. The kids will get on their huddle. They'll watch film all weekend long. They'll come in Monday and start implementing a new game plan for Thunder Basin. For Natrona.
And like we've said, this is the second year of this schedule cycle. And man, last year and this year, you start out with South, but then the next three,
you run the gauntlet.
Yep, you got to run the
Thunder,
gauntlet.
Natrona,
and then East.
So we'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have head coach Jeff Mowry here on the postgame show. You're listening to Bronc Football on 1410 KWIO and 106.9 FM.
When the Sheridan Broncs take the field, they bring strength, precision, and pride. At Simply Stone, they bring that same energy into every project, specializing in countertops. Their team fabricates and installs the finest quartz, marble, granite, and porcelain surfaces, turning your home into something truly exceptional. Just like the Broncs, they believe in hard work, dedication, and a rock-solid foundation. Stop by their showroom at 2745 Heartland Drive or visit simplystonewyo.com. Simply Stone, simply the best.
Hi, this is Austin with Mystic Tree Farm. It's hot right now, but fall is just around the corner, and that's the perfect time to plant trees. Cottonwoods, aspens, crab apples, and more, all in stock. At Mystic Tree Farm, we're already prepping for fall planting, so come pick your trees and schedule early. Remember, if we plant it, we guarantee it for a full year. And don't forget, we have a farmer's market every Saturday from 9 to 12. Mystic Tree Farm, just north of town at 114 Decker Road.
When the Sheridan Broncs take the field, they bring strength, precision, and pride. At Simply Stone, they bring that same energy into every project, specializing in countertops. Their team fabricates and installs the finest quartz, marble, granite, and porcelain surfaces, turning your home into something truly exceptional. Just like the Broncs, they believe in hard work, dedication, and a rock-solid foundation. Stop by their showroom at 2745 Heartland Drive or visit simplystonewyo.com. Simply Stone, simply the best.
Hi, this is Austin with Mystic Tree Farm. It's hot right now, but fall is just around the corner, and that's the perfect time to plant trees. Cottonwoods, aspens, crab apples, and more, all in stock. At Mystic Tree Farm, we're already prepping for fall planting, so come pick your trees and schedule early. Remember, if we plant it, we guarantee it for a full year. And don't forget, we have a farmer's market every Saturday from 9 to 12. Mystic Tree Farm, just north of town at 114 Decker Road.
Wyoming corporate office is located at 30 North Gould Street in Sheridan, and they provide a myriad of services. What is a registered agent, you may ask? The real question is, what aren't they? Wyoming corporate office can assist you in forming your LLC or Wyoming-based corporation, provide mail forwarding service, and accept legal and financial documents, and so much more. Learn more today by visiting WyomingCorporateOffice.com.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back to Homer Scott Stadium. Shane Parker here on the First Federal Bank and Trust postgame show, and Broncs win this thing 41-19. They moved to 2-0 on the season, and head coach Jeff Mowry now joins us here on the postgame show. And coach, first of all, congratulations on the win. I know that you gave up 19 points tonight, but you're probably pretty pleased with how the Broncs looked and performed overall.
Yeah, anytime you can get a win in 4A is a big one, and Thunder Basin's a good football team. They've been in, I think, two games where both games were score-wise a little lopsided, but they were more in that game tonight than the score would indicate, and the same thing last week. So we beat a good 4A team that we're going to see possibly again down the road in the playoffs, and so good way to get started tonight. Started first half really, pretty slow, and then the second quarter was really good for us and came out third quarter, and they put some drives together.
Yeah.
So they found some ways to expose us that we're going to have to, evaluate film in and see how they're attacking us and see if we can't make some adjustments.
Well, I think that's probably one of the best takeaways you take away from tonight is you actually have some good film now to show the kids what they're doing, where you can improve, where to make we were talking about during the fourth quarter. Most teams make their most improvement between the first game and second game, but you guys will probably see a lot more improvement between this game and next week against Natrona.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I told the guys in the group that just that same thing. We had some great things happen tonight, but I'm excited to be able to beat this film up and have 4 quarters of great film that we can figure out what's going well and what's not so well. And so, there's some things we weren't blocking quite right early on that we had to make some adjustments on. And kids did a great job answering the bell. You saw a lot of gutty performances out there. We got a lot of guys playing a lot of football, and they're going to have to get themselves in shape because we're going to have to do that down the road.
Well, I was thinking when in that third quarter when Thunder went up tempo, you could tell our guys were getting pretty gassed. They were kind of getting blown off the ball a little bit there. But that's only going to work in your favor going down the longer we get into the season.
Yeah, I mean, we're not in shape yet, that's
right.
for sure. We're not in four-quarter shapes, but I was pretty pleased. We didn't have too many cramping at the end, and guys played a lot of minutes, and we're able to finish the game strong. Pleased with our O-line in the second half. Yeah, especially the long drive. They got a couple scores in the third quarter, and then we put a long drive together in the end of the third and beginning of the fourth that really brought the time down to, I think, 7 minutes, and we were able to run the ball and eat up a lot of clock.
I thought Keegan just ran hard-nosed tonight. Obviously, the line did a good job, but he just found little ways to get 3 or 4, 5 extra yards and really move the sticks for you guys.
Yeah, he's a physical runner. He sees especially the inside run. He's a good inside runner. He understands when to cut back and when to keep his shoulders downhill, keeps his feet moving. And I think that's one of the biggest things with him is there's just no give up in that guy. And you see it on the wrestling mat and on the football field. He just churns his legs and he'll get everything, and you get everything out of that young man.
The secondary, I know you're going to want to really watch film and pick the secondary apart a little bit. They kind of got exposed a few times tonight. Some of the receivers for Thunder Basin were running pretty much uncovered.
Yep.
You'll have to go to work on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of our secondary, quite a bit of our secondary hasn't played a ton of football. And so, River Osborne played a lot of DB for us tonight, and he was injured all year last year, and so he hasn't played football since his sophomore year, and that's a big jump from sophomore JV ball to varsity 4A football. And so he'll make some adjustments. We'll get aligned. A lot of it's our alignment. We gotta fix our alignment and fix our eyes, and if we can fix our eyes and see those keys earlier, we'll put ourselves in better spots. And their quarterback's a good quarterback too. Your starter and big young man, runs the ball hard and then put it in some tight spots. So you got to give them some credit with some good receivers. And I think they had some timely drops on our for us. In the end zone, they're going in. They have a ball that is maybe a touchdown, and they end up dropping it. And so some things went our way tonight too.
Well, I think you're going to look forward to the next one. Obviously, you get to really dig deep. You guys, coaches will be in tomorrow morning and break down film and have the boys come in Monday and get things put together. But talk about, obviously, now we move on to Natrona next week. Haven't seen a score from them tonight, but they're going to be Coach Harshman coached, and they're going to be another big test coming in here to Homer Scott next week.
Yeah, it's anytime Natrona County comes to town, you're going to get their best effort, and they play solid defense. They run the ball efficiently, and it's they just don't make mistakes. And so we watched the film last week against Thunder Basin, and they run the ball between the tackles very, very physically. They churned up yards, and they got a big offensive line. They got a big fullback, and they got 2 very good running backs. And so we're going to have to be very good at tackling, and we're going to have to bottle things up at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a tough matchup, and really look forward to the opportunity.
Well, congratulations! It's a big win tonight, 45 in a row.
Yeah,
and the kids can be proud of this one, but they know that they have to get back to work.
Yeah, they should be excited. Anytime you can get a win, and Thunder Basin's a high quality team, like I said, they'll be a semifinal team, and so we got to win tonight. We've got to be happy about that, and then go back to work tomorrow.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Shane.
Head coach Jeff Mowry here on the Postgame Show. Always a big thanks for him coming up and joining us. That's going to wrap it up for us tonight on the First Federal Postgame Show. 41-19, the Broncs win this thing over Thunder Basin. They move to 2-0 on the season. Want to thank everybody on the crew tonight. Thanks to James Timberlake for the halftime show and everybody involved in the live stream. For Ryan Parker, I'm Shane Parker. You're listening You've been listening to Bronc Football here on 1410 KWYO and 106.